Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Good evening, lovely people. I hope you're well and welcome back to another Monday night live show. As always, we are going to ask, smash the like button as you come into the chat. Make sure you keep respectful and honest with everyone in the chat as well. And also me, Matt and Drifty. And also, please do subscribe if you're new to the channel. On the road to 25k, and we're almost there, people. So please, let's get over that line ASAP. I was about to ask you, Drift, how you doing? But you feel like I do. So, I mean, not in a rude way. I'm not even going to ask that, Drift, because like we feel pretty crap in it. But
yeah, it's a redundant question right now.
Yeah, that's like, you know, if I broke my leg and you come to the hospital and you're like, "How you doing, Cal?" Like, yeah, me, Drift, I'm fantastic, bro. Yeah, looking to start bopping around and all that. Obviously, I'm not in a good way.
Did it hurt?
Yeah.
No, it tickles, you prick.
What, the leg break? I didn't feel it, bro.
Nah, bro, minor thing. Oh, you mean when it was stuck under the wheel? Yeah, a piece of cake, bro.
A piece of cake, bro. Shout out to a couple people in the chat. Shout out to Jamie Phillips, Football Chats. Make sure you go and subscribe to his channel. Just hit over 1,000. I see brother Saint LFC TV in the areas as well. Big up Saint. Guys, Saint hasn't hit 1,000 yet, and I've been on to you guys for a couple weeks now. Please get him over 1,000, man. What are we waiting on? You guys have seen him on the channel. You see him on his channel. I mean, if you haven't subscribed to him already, I don't know what the hell you guys are doing. Let's do it, people. Let's spread the love around. Come on now.
Get it done. Get it done.
All right. Drifty, we've got some topics to talk about. Obviously, Mane and a potential Anfield Liverpool rebuild. When I say Anfield Liverpool, I'm talking about the players, not the stadium. Going to speak about transfer rumours as well. But we're going to start with a player who's been in the headlines quite a lot before and during and after the final. We're going to speak about Mo Salah, who just picked up the PFA Player of the Year award. First and foremost, Drift, do you think it was deserved? And if so, why? And if not, why? We just want to know why.
Today's a difficult one as well, people. I was so close to calling him sick. Officially, I've timed out. If I say something that don't sound like me, it's because I'm not really here. I'm having like some kind of football out of body experience. Like, I'm all over the shop right now. All right. The only person I think that should have won PFA Player of the Year over Salah is Mane. But the reason why I'm okay with Salah getting it is because Salah's first half of the season was better than Mane's second half of the season. I just think Mane's worst half of the season was better than Salah's worst half of the season. So it kind of evens itself out a bit. But across the board, I have no issue with Salah winning it because he was absolutely sensational for the first 6 months of the season. Just absolutely destroying teams, doing his thing. And I mean, I don't really know anyone else who stood out more.
It's the fans PFA, not the official. Sorry. Apologies, everyone in the chat.
PFA, isn't it? Wasn't it the PFA Player of the Year?
And the fans PFA or fans player.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw it say PFA on the website, whichever one. So yeah, that's the only thing for me, bro. I think Salah in the first 6 months was out of this world. He was head and shoulders the best player in the world at that moment. And yeah, he teetered off from February onwards. But there was nobody who outdid him. And here's the thing that annoys me as well is a lot of people just like to do the recency bias. I know De Bruyne was brilliant, absolutely brilliant from around February, March till the end of the season. And effectively, he's the one that got them over the line. So it makes it look like he won them the league, right? Like that's what it looks like on paper. But you can't forget the beginning of the season. We've said it on here loads of times. That's how City win the league, because we're not good at the beginning and we let them have a head start and then it's hard to catch them up. So that lead that they gained when Bernardo Silva was playing absolutely brilliant, when Phil Foden was playing absolutely brilliant, when Mahrez was playing absolutely brilliant. De Bruyne had nothing to do with that. So De Bruyne did the pickup job at the end when those guys fell away. Fair enough. He's a world-class player. Of course he's going to do that. But De Bruyne never played good PFA winning level football until January, February time. So for me, I think it's recency bias why a lot of people go with De Bruyne. It's the last good thing in your mind. So that's the thing you lean towards, isn't it? The Salah being brilliant feels like a million years ago, even though it was only 4 months ago, because so much has happened in February, March, April, and May, innit? Like, so much has happened that makes you feel like it was a long time ago. But I'm not forgetting the way Salah was absolutely destroying everyone in the first 6 months. No way. It's a marathon as well.
Here's the thing. It was always going to be between Salah and De Bruyne. I mean, Son maybe came into a bit late into the day. There's always going to be between those two because they're in a title run and because there arguably are two most impactful players. Again, I know this is going to go against the grain, and I know people are probably going to be like, "Oh, Callum's on one again." For me, Matip was our best player this season overall. If he's our best player, then for me, he's kind of got to be in the conversation. And I know he's never going to get it because he's not glamorous, he's not prestigious. But for me, we've got to get away from this. It's just got to be an attacker. I know Virgil broke the mold one season, but we've been saying here for the longest time, Virgil's been excellent this season, but Matip was slightly better than Virgil. Sorry, people are even saying Alisson. Alisson's been sick this season.
But I was actually going to just let you finish before I said, if we're really deep in it, Alisson's been our best player.
I stand corrected, actually.
Yeah, if you really deep it, Alisson has actually been our best player.
The chats who's coming for me now, I deserve it. Alisson has been the guy. So, and he's done it for the whole season. I can maybe think of 2 bad performances out of the whole season from Alisson. Out of a 38-game season. Like, that's mad for a goalkeeper who's asked to do a lot as well. And we're also talking about he can start attacks as well. We saw him get an assist against Norwich. Like, for me, there has to be a wider conversation. I think it's very lazy from journalists and experts and fans to just be like, let's scroll and see who got the most assists or the best goals and stuff like that. Like, yeah, shout out to
currency. Goals are currency, though, Cal, which is the thing that I think it effectively is what boosts it up. Mane and Mo are the ones winning the game, essentially. Do you get what I'm saying?
Let me hit you with a horrible thing that I don't want to say. Who won Real Madrid the game the other night?
Yeah.
Their goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So as much as we say goals are the currency, they are. You stick a bad goalkeeper in and we see what happens, because anyone who's not as good as Courtois in goal against us at the weekend, we probably win that game and win it quite comfortably. So
I've got something to say about Courtois' performance, but it just sounds salty.
No, we'll speak about it after. But like, Salah for me had a better overall season than De Bruyne, but I still think there were players who had better seasons than him. But I think Rodri overall had a better season than De Bruyne. Rodri for Man City was solid as F.
Bro, Mahrez probably had a better season than De Bruyne. But then people are just we missed a penalty, and then remember the recency part of it. Mahrez was winning games for City. Remember, we can't, I hate the little rap, but Bernardo Silva was badding up the league until about January.
I wouldn't say until January. Bernardo kind of fell off a little bit, which is kind of weird because he's again one of those players who kind of stays at the same level or kind of goes up as the season goes, whereas he started hot and then kind of just teetered off.
Yeah, that's what happens to rats, though, isn't it?
But Rodri was excellent. Alisson was excellent. I still think Matip was excellent.
Matip was our best centre back.
Yeah, Salah and De Bruyne were excellent as well. But again, I just want us to widen the conversation as football fans, etc. But I don't think it will ever happen. We see the Ballon d'Or every season, barring one, is either who scores the most goals or whatever, or so. It kind of is what it is.
And you've got to give a shout out to Son as well, because it wasn't just goals. His performances were brilliant. Even though he had a little dip, his performances were brilliant, across the season. Yeah,
Son, but that's Son all over, though, isn't it? But the only thing I think with Son is Son's purple patches, he gets goals in bunches. Whereas if you iron it out over the whole season, you could pick quite a lot of games where you're like, Son didn't really turn up there, which is why I still have Kane over Son for Tottenham, even though Son's got more goals.
Hey, I think a lot of that comes down to Tottenham not being good, but I do hear what you mean. Like sometimes the crapness of the team drags you down, no matter how good of a player you are. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, but I know what you mean. He does come across as a purple patch player, but he was brilliant across the season, though.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, another award for Salah. How do you think he takes these in his stride at the moment? Do you think it's just another award?
I don't think it matters to him now. Like, don't get me wrong, Salah can be very egotistical in the most humblest of ways. Like, he's not like an Ibrahimovic or Ronaldo where he doesn't care about anything but himself. But his ego has definitely swollen in the last, say, 4 years. Definitely. If you think about how much more quiet he was and how little he spoke when he first came in, now he talks all the time. So his ego is definitely inflated, but I don't think Liverpool losing games and stuff makes him care about the individual stuff. I think he only likes the individual stuff once the team has won stuff. So the fact that we didn't win the 2 big ones, I don't think he really cares too tough, to be honest.
Drift, is it ego or is it more confident? Because
it's ego. If you say things like "I want revenge," that's kind of ego. That's kind of ego because like you can't really hype up yourself like that.
I don't think that's hyping saying you want revenge. I've never. It
kind of is. Well, what it is it's displaying that you're good enough to get that revenge, which I think comes from ego.
I just think it's him saying he wants revenge. Me personally, I don't think it's any more than that. It's like if we played pool and you beat me the first game, I'm like, Drift, yo, bruv, mini golf. I want revenge on you and Matt. Like, but that's not.
Yeah, but that's because you know you're good enough to get it. Because if you knew you had no chance of getting it, you wouldn't talk.
I know. I'd still say I want revenge, but I just know revenge would be very unlikely. but let's not make any bones about it, bro. Salah is good enough to get revenge. He's one of the best in the world.
Yeah, of course he is. But you could be right. I call it ego. If you call it I think ego and confidence tread a fine line anyway, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, they do. They
do. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I actually think, again, I just think he's more honest than a lot of other people. So I just think he's going to be the one who kind of gets it from most sides, which I know it's, well, the saying truth hurts. A lot of people say they want the truth. A lot of times people don't want to hear the truth. They just want to hear things that will make them feel better. And I think Salah has been openly honest, which again, I kind of like, because let's be honest, if he hadn't spoken about his contract situation throughout the season or anything like that, we'd be and ahhing whether we even want him to stay, because we wouldn't know if he wanted to stay. The fact that he came out and said, no, I'm here next summer. Sorry, I'm here next season. That's open and honest, but that to me says his mind's in the right place. So I don't know.
That conversation is one we're gonna have. I'll definitely be here next year. New contract, no idea. We can't lose Mo for free. Like, come on. It's getting out of hand now.
Yeah. Again, there's 2 ways to look at it. In terms of business-wise, losing him on a free is a bit of a mad one. But if he stays and we secure a Premier or Champions League, you'd say the money's well spent by keeping him, right?
Well, that depends, bro, because it depends what the investment will be like from the owners.
But that's a bridge we'd have to cross. Because let's be honest, even if we got 100 mil for Salah, it still might not be enough to get someone on his level.
Yeah, but it will go a long way to help him, though.
Potentially.
As opposed to 0. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
No, I hear that. Do you think Salah is still our most important attacker, given this new award?
I never have, but I'm a Salah hater, remember?
No. We're not even going to do that tonight, because if I see anyone do that, I'm not in the mood for that tonight still. If I'm not mistaken, you think it's Mane, right? I don't think anyone should have a problem with that personally. I think people can.
People will, though, but yeah.
No, they will. But again, my energy towards that is okay, tough, because it's, for me, there's a conversation. I still think he is, But I'm more than happy to have the debate about Mane because you could even comment and Diaz because Diaz has changed probably the way we've started approaching games again with the front three. So for me, there's a debate. For me, the reason I say Salah is because even though I don't just want to focus on the numbers he gets come in some very vital moments. And I think he lifts the players around him. And I think we've visibly seen when he doesn't play, there's a little bit of a drop off sometimes. But that could also be because there's no one naturally coming on for his position as well. So it's a bit of both, I'd say.
I think what I love about it, Cal, is that they go back and forth over it because they're just both world-class ballers. It is what it is, isn't it? If one ain't playing, the other one plays. Like it is what it is, isn't it? Like you can just pick out random 2 moments. We played Man City 3 times this season. At home against them, Salah pulled off an absolute madness in that game, bro, and got us the draw. Physically dragged us at halftime and went, boys, what are we doing? We're at Anfield. Let's do this. Beautiful assist for Mane's goal and just literally duppied up the whole Man City team by himself and scored that beautiful goal. That was goal of the season. Unbelievable. And then you put it on the flip side and you go to the semi-final of the FA Cup and Mane single-handedly bullied Man City that day, absolutely bullied them and got the goal when he batted up the goalkeeper, put them under pressure and then hit that unbelievable volley from the edge of the box bottom corner and murdered the game. Like they both have moments. That's what it is, bro. It's just what they do, isn't it?
League game at the Etihad as well. Who combines to get the second goal that draws us the game?
Salah and Mane. Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, the two of them is what it is, isn't it, bro?
I'm saying I don't have a problem with anyone saying it's Mane or Salah, but yeah, I think people obviously will say. And here's the thing: I was speaking to one of my friends about it, and they were saying it's crazy how Mane is leaving, but they think that Salah should be the one going because Liverpool fans don't appreciate him. And I think this is another myth that's got to be debunked as well. Liverpool fans, and I'm going to use my terminology very, very carefully here. Liverpool fans respect and love Sadio Mane and Salah equally. The fans of the players are the ones that disrespect each other players. It's not Liverpool fans who disrespect Salah or Mane. It's Salah or Mane fanboys who disrespect Salah and Mane. And that is where there needs to be a line drawn. Because I very rarely speak to Liverpool fans who say, who's better at Salah and Mane? Because we actually don't give a monkeys because they're both our players. So that narrative's got to stop. It's not Liverpool fans doing it. It's fans of players. And this whole narrative nowadays of a fan supporting a player as opposed to the club, it's very, very weird to me because it's not how I've grown up. Like, I love Gerrard, but Liverpool always came first. I love Firmino, but how many times have I said on there, Firmino might have to duck out so we can do something with the rest of the squad? And I'm asking you guys, as people who tune into us regularly, please be the Liverpool fan. Don't be the fan of the player. That's all I ask.
Well, here's the thing, bro. You can be the fan of the player, but don't use that to beat one of the other players. But that's what the problem is. Loving one player doesn't mean you bad up the other player. That's the part that I don't like when people do that. So yeah, just don't do that. And if you love Matip, you don't have to put Van Dijk down. Just love Matip.
Yeah, we don't do it, do we? We don't. We don't sit there and go, yeah, Matip could dribble. Konate's dead. We don't. We just say, oh, one for this game, one for that game. Oh, calm. Let's go. All right, let me read out some of these supers. Amarjit says Liverpool to get Gavi, young and promising. Is this Matt in disguise?
Can I just ask you, look, quickly though, on the Gavi thing? People in the comments, just quickly let me know, yes or no. Sensational baller, that's not in question. But at 17 years old, is it not a risk for that to be the marquee signing? I just want to know if people think yes or no. Putting that much pressure on a 17-year-old to be the marquee signing. Forget the future. We've got to think about it now. I don't know if it's the right idea to put that much pressure on a kid that young.
I'm going to sit on the fence with it, Drift, and catch splinters because I don't know the answer. Big up to Pimp in Distress, as always, brother. Pimp in Distress, even to yourself as well, bro. Jamrock says, Cal, watch the West Ham 3-2 highlights again. Jamrock, I love you to bits, bro, but I ain't watching that again. Like, that's like saying, Cal, you got beaten up the other day. I've just got the CCTV footage. Could you sit down and watch how he hit the 1-2 combination and then took you to the floor and then choked you out? Should we watch that again to see what mistakes you made? Jamrock, I am not watching that game again. I'm not watching the Real Madrid game again, and I'm not watching the Leicester game again.
But is Jamrock mean because that was one of Matip's only poor games and one of Alisson's only poor games? I'm trying to figure out what is that? Why he's saying watch the game?
Maybe, but
because they didn't have many, so like that's why that game stands out so much because they didn't have many.
I have never watched that game again, bro. Like, I was being real with you. I'm not about that life. I can't put.
Actually, the only reason I would watch that game again is to reminisce about how good Origi's goal was.
Trent's free kick was fantastic as well that day.
Mm.
But yeah, I'll watch the highlights of those goals. I'll skip the rest of it. I can't sit through that again, Jamrock. If you can, just let me know how it goes, bro. So I'm not about that life. Pimping the Stress says, big up G's, need cheering up. And Katie again, 14 shirt. He's more like Lenny Henry than Thierry Henry. Yeah,
do you know what? Look, Arsenal just keep making great decisions. Long may it continue.
For real. I know.
I know Nenny get a new contract.
I know I'm going to see Lee say something in a minute as well.
Even Lee can't back the old Nenny one.
Nah. Says, what's up, lads? Wasn't all for the parade, but I have to say we've rightly said how proud of the team we are, but the fans made me very proud yesterday. We're going to speak about the parade. We are going to speak about it. Ad says, big up Kopish. Have you seen what that Chelsea fan Sean said about Saturday night / Hillsborough on a space? Disgusting. No, I haven't. And by the
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who Sean is. Who is Sean?
And if he's being disrespectful, I don't want to know who he is.
Yeah, I mean, if someone wants to tell us so we have some context, but I don't want to comment on it until I know what he said. Kadir says the French authorities have a lot to answer for regarding the treatment of Liverpool fans. Make sure this is noted, my bros. Love as always. They do. The problem who polices the police, though.
I mean, at least the British media have actually backed Liverpool and are like, nah, there's no way you're just going to make this out like it was a Liverpool thing. And there's loads of journalists who are respectable that have said there's nothing to do with Liverpool fans. It was just terrible organisation. And if you want to go and look at a couple of the people who like went to the game and have spoken about it and what happened and stuff, then go and listen to their account as well, because they all said how disgustingly they were treated. I don't know if you saw it, Cal, but I watched the parade from the beginning, and Jason McAteer broke down a little bit during when they were talking about it, because his son was assaulted and his wife was mugged. Can you believe that, bro? Like, he actually got very emotional when he was talking about it, and they had to give him a minute. Imagine that, bro. Madness.
I can't, because I'd be sitting in
madness,
the
bro. Madness, bro. Madness. Yeah. The feeling of helplessness as well, obviously, because he wasn't with them, and you know what I mean. It's mad, bro. So yeah, it just looks like there was just a lot of idiots. And the one thing I want people to understand as well is it's not just football games where people turn up and they try and get in and they don't have a ticket. That's not a football thing. People do that at the cinema, at music concerts. People do that all the time in every walk of life. That's not a football thing. So when people are trying to make football fans look like they're this and they're that, every walk of life you go to, people think they can sneak in with fake tickets and not pay and all that stuff. Like, that's not a football problem. Come on, that's a society problem.
Yeah,
it's got nothing to do with football, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Maboob says, yes, lads, was at the parade yesterday and it was incredible. Can't wait for the Premier League or Champions League one next season, God willing, and have a good show. Bless you, Maboob.
Big up, bro.
Ash says, some of the fan base after final enraged me. I understood it was emotion pouring out. It's Monday. If people want to call us bottlers, ask yourself, would you say it to Klopp / Hendo's face? Be prepared to back your words. It's kind of true. We say this all the time. Like, people have online and they say what they want to say, and rarely do they have to account for it. Although
I think criticism isn't something you have to say to someone's face. Abuses, Like, I think you can criticize someone in an
Oh
open
yeah,
space.
yeah, yeah.
Abuse is something that I think you have to say to someone's face because that's rude in a personal way.
Yeah.
I don't think talking about someone's football performance is personal. Do you get what? Like, I know it's about them, but that's what being a sportsman is about, isn't it? It's criticism of performance. You want to start talking about things beyond that, then you better be prepared to say it to his face. Yeah.
Also, I'm seeing what is it, Sean from Sharky Does Sports podcast. I've only ever watched one of their podcasts, and it was with an ex-Liverpool player, and it was fantastic. So again, if anyone could actually let us know what he said, so we can actually know what he said, rather than
I don't even know what that podcast is.
now Sharky Does Sports podcast. I'm going to use this term as not knowing what was said, but it's a very good podcast from what I've seen.
Okay.
El Conquistador 23 says, Callum, what you say about goalkeeper is correct. Edison is a big reason Man City don't have a Champions League. Courtois carried Real Madrid in knockout stages as well. Facts. That is facts. Edison goes under the radar, you know.
Bro, that's why I always say don't let his kicking be why we put him so high in the ranking.
Radar. And again, this is why I say sometimes context is so key. Him and Alisson got the same amount of clean sheets this season. We have to ask ourselves who earned those clean sheets and who was just a part of a team that got those clean sheets. Sometimes context is key, man. Ash says, Saturday we were average performance by us, but take into mind XG was 2.3 to 0.9 to us. And also Courtois broke the Champions League record with 9 saves in the final, the most ever in history. Ali made 14 the whole campaign. That's mad.
I tell you what's crazy is I really don't rate our performance against Real Madrid. I think it was a very average performance, but we were still 2 or 3 times better than Madrid, which shows you that football doesn't make any sense. Football just doesn't make any sense. That was a really, really poor performance from Madrid. And just a moment, and they win the game. It's madness, bruv.
Yeah, it hurts.
It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't, but...
Bear me a sec. Scoop says 21 of KDB's 23 goals and assists were from December onwards. Let's give praise where it's due. It's the inverse of Salah's season. Deserves accolades. No, I completely agree. Completely agree.
You got to remember though, Scoop, goals and assists don't mean you're playing well. I think Mo still got about 5 or 6 assists in the run-in, but he wasn't playing well, was he? Do you know what I mean? So you can't you can't always look at the stats. You know what I mean?
I've got what this Sean person said. Do you reckon I should play out loud? Is it something we can play out loud? People, let us know, because obviously don't want to get us.
I don't think we should give it any airtime, bro. If it's being disrespectful, if it's being disrespectful, bro, we shouldn't give it no airtime, man.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know what I mean? I saw what somebody wrote that they think he said. If that's what he said, that is disgusting.
Is it that bad?
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
That's disgusting. Look, people. I don't get it. I just don't. I swear we just live in a world now where people like saying whatever they think would just be the most controversial or something, no matter how horrible it is. The other day I watched something and there was some women being disrespectful to Martin Luther King to make it look like women are treated badly in relationships. And I was just like, you're doing what? You're tearing down one of the greatest men to ever walk the earth. To what? I just thought, yo, people just like saying stuff now, man. I swear down. I swear.
Okay, I've just seen what he said. Yeah, if he said that, he can get in the bin, man. He can get in the bin. Pimp in Distress says, Grizz says Klopp wants Darwin Núñez.
Now, Grizz says that again. Drift told Klopp to go and get Darwin Núñez.
Doing his thing again, man. Shout out to Luke Tanner, aka Lukey McGregor, says there's only one replacement for Mane. It's gotta be Kane. It's gotta be Kane.
No, that's fact. Luke's absolutely spitting fact. That is the only real replacement. We'll get
onto that when we speak about Mane. Math says when you back your chat like Mayweather, when you don't, you're like, bro, no. Players said it was disrespectful and they took it personally. I mean, Madrid players are probably the measuring stick because they're about as disrespectful as it can get as well. Certain times.
Yeah. I don't know, but they've got like some really soft, fragile egos to where they all start going, nobody rated us. Nobody rated us. And then look, nobody rated us. Well, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? What's
Yeah.
wrong with you lot, man, with your insecurities? And I also noticed how none of them went and congratulated any of the Liverpool players on the good game and said condolences. And that typical, like, again, we don't need their condolences, Cal. Not in any way, shape, or form. And it fuck Real Madrid. But we spent half the time after the full whistle with that game against Tottenham, making sure their players are okay, saying good game, consoling them, hugging them, talking to them. Do you know what I mean? That's just a measure of the team and a measure of the man who leads the team, innit? It really is. They were just over in the corner celebrating. No, like nothing. I didn't see any Real Madrid player giving any Liverpool player a handshake, a condolence. Nothing. They just ran off and started celebrating. And that just shows what you're like as people, innit? It just does. Because like I said, first thing we did was console the Tottenham players before we celebrate, because that's the mark of a great man, a great team, great sportsman people. It is, man. So it is what it is. Alaba did. All right, one man. And that's because he's a Bayern Munich boy. The Real Madrid ain't rubbed off him, on him long enough yet. Watch when he's been there for 2-3 years.
H Singh says, Drifty is bang on. When you speak like that, you have to back it up. To say I want Madrid, that was the team talk they needed. They also knocked us out the season before. I mean,
I hate Real Madrid. I really do.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I can see why some might. I just personally don't have a problem with it.
No, I hate Real Madrid, man.
No, I'm talking about the super chat. Talk about Salah's comments in the lead up to the game.
It just brings unnecessary pressure on yourself. That's what it is.
Eric says Saturday was a dark day with everything that went on. Sunday, Sunday put everything into perspective. You can banter us and kick us, punch us, even gas us. We are Liverpool, one family. It means more. FSG, time to bring us back. Bring on next season. Yeah, we are a very special fan base, man. Very special. Mr. Darcy Drift says, including the third choice goalkeeper, next season we have 46,500 guaranteed minutes across all competitions. How should we spread out the minute? Could you do a graph?
Mr. Dare, I said it is asking us to come and be some kind of like that's like an architect level of calculations and bloody hell, bro.
I don't know, Mr. Darcy Drift. I just don't know if we could even do that. But we'll see. Jamrock says it's about what Terry said on the football terrace. Okay. Jamrock, I'm going to kindly ask. I know we ask a lot from you. I'm going to kindly ask that you watch it back for me and tell me what happens. As I said, I don't want to watch that back. I'm in a dark place when it comes to football right now. Pimp in Distress says, Rebecca says, there are just some things oil can't buy.
Yeah, Rebecca's built different, man.
Such a real one, man. She's such a real one.
She's built different.
Jamrock says, quads attainable, requires better rotation and focus. Fact. Well, it was attainable. I don't know what it's going to be like next season with the extra games.
I can tell you, look, now, yeah. And I'm fine with it. Everybody's going to go, Drift, don't say that, and all that. I'm cool with it. I don't care about no quad. I really don't. Let's not start doing this all the time now. I know it was fun and it was cool while it lasted. And Cal, I know you definitely had fun with it. But
no, I meant it. I need to break this narrative. I fully meant what I said. I know,
but you definitely enjoyed the ride. I'm saying it's cool. Yeah. It was, but I don't care about that. Now we've got the FA Cup and the League Cup, and Klopp has completed the set, and he's got all of the trophies that no one can do that whole, well, you couldn't win anything domestically, which, by the way, was one thing that people now used against us, going, who cares about domestic? It's like, mate, your man, this is how you know everybody's just a clown who's not a Liverpool fan, who just wants to say whatever it is to beat us. But now we've got those two trophies, concentrate on the big ones now, man. Playing 63 games is just crazy. You see in that final against Madrid, Cal, if we'd have played 10 games less this season, we would have had the energy to win that game. Like, you just have to be sensible. And even though it looks good on paper and all that kind of stuff, and if you ever achieve it, it's sensational. For me, Champions League and the Premier League, it is what we should be going for. Like, I don't want this 63 games a season, man. It's too much. It's too much, bro. It really is. You can't put human beings through that. And then you put on top of that all the international stuff. Like, there's a World Cup in the middle of this season, guys. You want to go for a quad with a World Cup in the middle of the season? Nah, come on, man. Let's allow that. They're humans, man. They're not robots. We ain't got Terminators running around. You know what I'm saying? These men will be playing close to like 90 games this season if we try and win a quad. Nah, allow that, man. Come on. That's long. That's long. Let's not. Let's not. Let's not, man. Let's not.
I'm not going to say how I feel because
Diaz plays 73 games, Cal. 73 games. Come on, man. You can't be asking you. And everyone wonders why he faded after the first half. 73 games Diaz played, including moving house, country, learning a new language. Come on, man. It's too much. It's too much, man. It's humans. The only way we try and win all of them, Cal, is if we actually play the youth, man, in those tournaments. And if they go all the way, absolutely brilliant. Like, that's the only way you try and do it. You don't play any first teamers in them FA Cup and League Cup games. Like the big boys, the Van Dijks and all those boys. No. We've got them in the bag now. It feels good. We've done it. We know what it's like. Now play Kelleher and all those guys in those in them competitions. Don't be playing no Van Dijk, Salahs and all. Nah. Let's allow it, guys. Allow the quad, man. Let's just go and win the two big ones and just shut everyone up, innit?
Those are your thoughts, Drifty. I don't share.
Oh, yeah, 100%. They're my thoughts. I know some people will agree, some people will disagree, but that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah. Hurt me what you were saying. It wasn't wrong or stupid what you were saying. It just hurt me still.
I know.
Hurts a lot. Slightly want to scream into a pillow. Sam Max Legend says there was a bloody rail strike the day before the match, hence why short-staffed. Just poor planning from the French authority. I'm not going to use the N word there. Authorities trying to deflect the problem to an easy target such as the fans is just pathetic. I completely agree.
Another thing I'll say as well is sometimes it's also an unwanted distraction. So I'm not saying don't go for targets and don't try and do all that kind of stuff. It's wonderful to do it. But sometimes you can see the difference between a team that's like been undefeated and realize they can be invincible, and then how they start playing with a different type of pressure because that thing starts playing on your mind. And sometimes it's actually better if that thing's just not there. Like, you'll actually see a team lose that game and then just play so much better because now they don't give a shit about this thing where they're like, let's not lose a match. Sometimes, like, I think the quad became a bit of an unnecessary distraction, an unnecessary extra pressure as well. If we'd have done it, it would have been so good. But I think that also added a pressure that maybe wasn't necessary as well. So, yeah.
Oh, the belts. Road Through East says, thank you for all the content this season. The season didn't end the way I wanted to, but the journey of Kopish family was a blessing. Thanks again, guys. All love. We go again. All love to all you guys for rocking with us this season. We fully appreciate it.
Yeah, big up, man.
Mr. Darcy Drift says, since 1920, Hazard has hit 6 goals and 9 assists in 480 minutes. I'm guessing that is. Games missed is 16 months, 72 games missed in all comps. Virgil's had 9 goals, 6 assists. That's 480 games. Sorry, in 200, I'm not sure. 274 games, missed 9 months, 52 games missed in all competitions. Basically shows that Virgil's a machine and Hazard's kind of not taking himself seriously with the talent he's got.
I don't know what happened to Hazard, man.
Sifiwo says Diaby, Danjuma, Lima, Conrad Lima / Sangara, Madison and Ramsey.
I don't want Sangara. I don't want Danjuma. I'm okay with Diaby, Madison, and Ramsey. Although I don't see the point in getting Madison and Diaby.
No, Diaby's a winger, bro.
No, I know, but do you think because Madison isn't an 8, he's kind of like an advanced midfielder? It's like 2 attackers. Do you think they'd get us 2 attackers at the same time? I don't think they would.
I think they're very different. Madison's more central and Diaby's just fully a winger.
No, he is. But Maddison, you wouldn't class Maddison as a midfielder because he's so attack-minded. So you see, like when we need Basuma and Tchouaméni, where Maddison couldn't be the guy we brought in midfield. Like it wouldn't. You get what I mean? Like we need that as well as we still need. I mean, obviously, I know he has Sangara, and I don't like Sangara. I don't rate him. I could be proved wrong, but I don't rate Sangara.
Anas Yassin says, book your flights for Istanbul next year. Klopp.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit of hurt, but also what we needed to hear, innit?
But can I ask, how is that any different to what Salah said then?
It isn't. And if we don't make it there, people will use that as a stick to beat us with. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you got to make sure when you say things, you're ready for because as soon as we get knocked out of the Champions League, if that happens, everyone's gonna go, "Oh, remember when Klopp said it?" and all that. Like,
isn't that kind of what life should be about? Kind of putting your balls on the table and saying, "This is what I want to achieve," and if you don't achieve it, then you didn't achieve it. But at least that's what you're aiming for, right?
Yeah. But then you do have to have a better performance than Salah did in the final. That's all.
I hear that. No, I hear that.
You know what I mean? If Salah played out of his skin, it wouldn't have mattered what he said.
Yeah, I mean, I think he didn't play out of his skin. His effort was out of his skin, but again, so was everyone. Eric says, Real used our kryptonite, the low block. Need to fix that problem, and we're far better and we're in a far better place. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, we really missed the fact that we couldn't bring on Origi the other night, in my opinion.
Oh, massively. Man, that game's so different if it's him and not Jota that comes on. Massively different.
Jamrock says, don't understand the logic. Why did VVD have to play 51 games? Why did Mane and Salah have to play 44 games? Only because of AFCON and Salah injury would have been more. Why did Robert have to play so many games? Disagree. I'm with Jamrock on that. I'm fully with Jamrock on that.
But that goes to what I was saying before, where it's like, do we have to cut the cord now with a few players? Where if we don't think the player's good enough, or we and ah, then it means he's just got to go. And I know that's very unrealistic, but if you go for us,
that's for the members video. No, that's for the members.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying that there's a lot of people in our squad. If you go through that, people do and ah about. So maybe, there's a lot more than we think needs to be done to our squad there.
Yeah. Mario said, discovered you guys last season. Not going to lie, I wasn't a fan at first, but you guys have grown on me, and now I watch the show regularly. Big up the Kopish fam. Big up yourself, Mario, man. Bro. Appreciate that. And do you know what, Mario, not even in a bad way, let us know what it was that kind of turned your opinion around, because it'd be interesting to know. But appreciate that.
And are you a Liverpool fan? Because if you're not a Liverpool fan, I totally get it.
Yeah. Yeah, that would make sense.
If you're not a Liverpool fan, I totally get it.
I come onto the stream and I'm there playing samba music in the background.
Yeah. These obnoxious pricks. Yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of another club, then I get it.
Messi FC says FA Cup is clear of Champions League. That's like FA Cup things. Big up AGD for your super chat as well. Ems A says, bless up guys, tough one to take, but we move. We need to rotate better. Why don't we put some A team players with some B team players, 3 to 4, switch up? Agreed.
We did the FA Cup a little bit.
I really do think that the quad is attainable. I just wish there was times we should have rotated better. I don't know if it will be next season because of, the World Cup in the middle, for example, but this season it was definitely attainable. To lose out in the final and then miss out in the league in 1 point, it's attainable. It's attainable.
It's probability and possibility, isn't it?
Yeah. Math says, my captain got dragged off in the 70th minute. I need my captain to, I don't know about die on the field. Naby is weak and Salah has been wasteful. Mane underappreciated. I mean, this is where I disagree, Maths. I don't think just because you wear the captain's armband that you automatically play 90 minutes. And I saw the logic for bringing on Keita for Naby. Keita for Hendo.
Do you know what? I actually agree with that part. I don't think Henderson did need to come off. I don't. He didn't look tired, and Naby wasn't going to change the game enough.
I agree. Oh no, I agree with that. But the premise that because he's the captain, he has to stay on the pitch. I disagree with that.
Oh, you know what? That's the Gerrard effect. We've been used to that, innit?
Yeah,
We've been used to that for so long.
Remember,
Do you know what I mean?
Gerrard shouldn't have had to be doing that.
Yeah. I know.
Gerrard was doing that out of goodness of his heart. Let's be real.
But if you remember how late Gerrard got that goal against West Ham in the FA Cup, if he gets dragged away, Klopp did with Henderson, he doesn't get that chance to do that. Do you see what I'm saying?
Do that with Gerrard, and that's no disrespect to Hendo, by the way, but Klopp doesn't do that on your Nelly with Steven George Gerrard because he knows
maybe a 31, 32-year-old Gerrard he may have, though.
No.
I would like to think he wouldn't, but yeah.
Because why didn't he hook Salah and...
Actually, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Gerrard. You don't hook Gerrard, bro. Even when the whistle's blowing, Gerrard still got a chance of doing something. You don't hook him, man. Flintoff says, just join the show, guys. So don't know if you guys have touched on it, but thoughts on the parade, in my opinion, exactly what we needed. I personally feel a lot better.
That's the next topic, guys. We're going to get into that.
Do you know what? Let's segue into that now. The parade. Now, we kind of had different thoughts when it was announced that it was going to happen, right, Drift? Like, that was still going to happen after the game. Obviously, emotions were high on Saturday, as rightly so they should have been. Now, granted, none of us went to the parade. We all had our reasons why we didn't.
We couldn't make it.
Well, yeah. Plus,
now because remember, we tried to plan it out, and we just realized if we're going to be filming and doing the watch along and all that, we physically aren't going to be able to make the parade. Like we just couldn't. Even if it was the celebration because we got the Champions League, we just realized there's just no way we were going to be able to make it. So unfortunately,
plus yesterday was my nan's birthday. I know you had stuff on yesterday, and I know Matt had stuff on yesterday as well. So
yeah.
In hindsight, Drift, your thoughts on the parade? What's your thinking? How are you feeling about it?
Well, I was the one who was most against the parade, which I've had a back and forth with a few people about it. Because at the time, that's just how I felt. Well, I think one thing that people have got to remember is, and I actually rate a lot of people as well, Cal, because a lot of people have been like, you know what, boys, what I respect the most about you lot is that you put yourself in the firing line when the emotions are at their highest. I couldn't do that. And we don't even think about it like that. We just feel like we're just doing what we love, bring the community together and let's talk. But when you deeper, that is what we do. We put ourselves in the firing line in the heat of emotion. You know what I mean? It's like when people go around and film everything and I don't know, in the delivery room. Your wife's going to be like, fucking turn the camera off, man. No, I'm going to catch the moment. I don't need this film. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, it's too raw, innit? But yeah. So that was how I felt at the time. I felt like this parade is embarrassing. What are we parading? We just bottled the last two, or we flopped the last two, or we didn't get over the line the last two, whichever way you want to look at it. We didn't do what we was meant to do. This doesn't feel right. What are we parading for? Like, come on, man. This is really stupid. It's really, really stupid. But then watching the parade, I realized there's a reason why you have a celebration after a funeral. Because you celebrate the person. Because as much as you're hurting inside and as much as you don't know how you're going to get over it, what that person brought to your life was so brilliant, so amazing, that you want to try and remember the good and not the bad. That's what you have to try and do. And if you told someone they got to celebrate a funeral the day they get the news, fuck no, they don't give a shit. Yeah. But you give it a week or two and then the funeral comes and then they get a little bit more around to the idea, let's celebrate. Let's all come together. And that's what happens at a funeral, bruv. You see everybody who loved that person. Every single person who loved that person who's gone. So that's what the parade felt a little bit like for me when I started to watch. I started to realize, you know what? The bereavement is the two we lost, but the celebration is the two we got, and that we're all together, that we have the greatest team in the world. And I don't even mean we're just better than everybody, because let's even stop all of that now, innit? Like, who cares? Like, here's what it is. We know we're the best. Let other people think they're the best, what it is. But I tell you what we are the best at, the family environment, that coming together, being an institution and a family more than a football club. And you saw it, bruv. And I saw a couple people hating. I'm not even going to say any names. Oh, like, all right, you won the parade wars. And you know, there's some little saltiness that I'm all right with. It's all banter. I get it. Yeah. But you want to know what, though, bruv? That saltiness is coming from a place, that's a fact. ain't no one on the planet celebrating like we are. No one. You can try as much as you want. It ain't happening. Nobody can celebrate like we do. And you know what we did? We came together. And that was just a family vibe. It was just brother, I watched every minute of it, apart from when I had a few things to do, but I still like kept it on my phone, whatever. Brother, it was amazing. Yeah. And I rate every single person who went. Real talk. You went against the grain and you still went. And it was fucking amazing, Cal. And the players themselves in the morning, bro, said they didn't want it. They spoke to Robertson and he was honest. When he woke up Henderson, they were like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? Like how are people even going to perceive it? Is this weird? Should we allow it? Contemplating not wanting to do it. But then they just went, fuck it, man. We're Liverpool. Let's get this done. And then look how great it was. Calvin Harris on the decks. Who else gets world-class superstar DJs? Shout out to Robbo because I heard he's the one who set that up. DJ in the party. Just, bro, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. So I take it back. I was wrong. I was wrong when I said don't do the parade. Because what that parade became was a celebration of us as a club. Regardless of what and don't let anybody else tell you anything. Forget all that. That's the one thing as well. Please, people, don't let a rival wind you up. Don't let a rival wind you up. That's the one thing. It's hard, but they're salty. When they say things like, I'm here for the tears. How many of you shed this season, big man? What are you here for, bro? What, you're going to try and put them back in your eye duct to make up for all the ones that you lost? You know what I mean? So let them talk. And again, the women, Cal, I was so happy for them, bro, because they actually won their league and they actually got to have a real celebration. They were part of it. They got that family feeling. And now the women's team would be taken a lot more serious, which should have happened ages ago. Women's football should have been taken a lot more serious. I don't think a women's team's been ever able to parade, to my knowledge. I didn't look into that, but I don't ever remember hearing a women's team being able to parade their trophy or their victory. Our women got to be a part of a look at that. Bro, it was amazing. Bro, it was amazing. I can't even front, bro. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I watched that with a smile. It cheered me up a bit. The only thing that kept me depressed during that was every time they showed Mane, it just hurt. And then I saw Origi, and then it hurt. You know what I mean? But even Salah was smiling. You know what I mean? Like, everybody was happy, man. Like, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. It was so good to watch, man. It was so good to watch. I can't lie.
No, it's just one of the reasons why we love this club, man. Like, we do things our way, innit? Like, we do it our way. If you don't really care about it, you don't, like, then just ignore us. But the fact is, you can't ignore us because we're massive. It's like it's a catch-22 for rivals because they want to ignore us and take the mick, but you take the mick because you know we're one of the most idolized clubs in the world. Like, so, I mean, what is it? What can you say? Like, I'm happy we went ahead with it. And again, I said this on Saturday, not just for the players, because I wasn't really thinking about them, because I didn't know how the players would be. But it's for the fans who took the time out. Like, we know ourselves how hard it is to get out to Liverpool on a regular basis. And for us, it's not even as hard as it is for people who live abroad or have got other certain commitments that they can't avoid. So they've taken their time out. They need to be honored, man. Like, it's the fans that make this club. So the fans have to get back certain times. So I'm happy we went ahead with it. But we are going to...
Vern's right. There was only one man who was salty. I'll just say number 15 rather than his name, because I still love him. Yeah, he was acting salty on the bus still, but something must be going on in his personal life, because he's a very happy-go-lucky guy. I don't get what his attitude's been like for the last couple of months. I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. It's weird. It is weird. I don't know.
I'm going to read out the super chats, and then we are going to move on to a topic that we don't want to speak about, but has to be spoken about, unfortunately. Shout out to Calm As You Like, who's just become a YouTube member of ours. Big up yourself, Calm As You Like.
Big up. You got a fresh drifty rant on there.
Yeah, you got to catch my drift to look forward to as well straight away. Chainsaw DH says, I love you, Drift, but I remember that tacky comment.
He's talking about where Taki skied that chance against Arsenal. I was like, get him out! Look, I took that back immediately, Chainsaw. Come on, man. That was ages ago. I love Taki.
But I still get done for the Ronaldinho thing I said, and that was years ago, bro. Mario says, would have kept Origi and got rid of Jota, brings nothing. Oh, Mario,
Wow.
Mario. No,
Bro, that is so far from the truth, bro. Oh my days.
Mario.
I mean, I would have kept the Rigi, but Jota's a brilliant player. Come on, guys. Bloody hell.
Sunny Jim 26 says, I think the quad is inevitable in general with either City or Liverpool. Hopefully, if we rebuild properly and get better depth, we get there first. I agree. It'll be one of those two teams who do it, in my opinion. Rory Nico says, was in Liverpool all weekend and was the best weekend of my life. I didn't think I'd feel how I did at the parade after the game. Best club, best fans.
Yeah. I can imagine it must have been amazing, man.
Shout out to 8092 Reds podcast. Make sure you go and check out their channel and subscribe as well. Big up, guys. Even though results were terrible, what a weekend I've had in Liverpool. This is what I keep on seeing. It's amazing, man.
I wonder if the nightlife was banging as well. You know how people in Liverpool know to get down.
If not, KG could have hooked us up something in Newcastle. I'm hearing. Mr. Dare I say just said we can only have a 22-man squad with Elliot, Fabio, Ramsey not registered. Also, I believe Fabio and Elliot will play left, right wing next season. Mark my words. No, it's a 26-man squad, and they can be registered. We just don't have to register them, from my knowledge.
So Carvalho can go under the non-registered because of his age, yeah?
He can. I don't know. I'm so confused with it all now. I need to actually speak.
I know we qualified for homegrown, but I don't know whether he can go in that category kind of thing.
Yeah. Mr. Dare I say, yeah, so on that, I don't think Elliot will play on the wing. I do think Carvalho will, though.
I wouldn't put it past it, though.
Yeah, same. But I just don't think he will. Ag D says, we all agree that Rebecca meant that fans like Liverpool fans cannot be bought with oil. Mane is not appreciated in England and hope we can replace him quickly. Our goal contribution from midfield is poor.
Rebecca said what she said.
Yeah,
she said,
I want to speak about the midfield thing as well at some point.
Bro, I've actually got a little note of a few things I want to talk about, and that's one of them as well, bro.
Pep Guardiola, can you tell Klopp I want my LMA manager? Telling you so. Eastwood said the parade was similar to the two. Eastwood's in my mind. It was so similar. I've written this down. Eastwood says the parade was similar to the 2-2 West Brom celebration to the Kop. Everyone thought it was weird, but didn't notice we were building something special. So reminiscent.
And the thing is, it wasn't even a celebration. That's just people being idiots. It was Klopp showing appreciation to the fans for sticking and backing the team. We weren't celebrating a draw. You know, you just think to yourself, no, banter's banter. But if you're just going to say things for the sake of it, it just makes you look stupid. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm so glad that was mentioned because I had that on my list.
And Eastwood is never retiring from Origi Security. He's just moving to Italy.
James Shaw says Louis type signing will make our club more marketable. I agree, Chainsaw. I don't want to just get a player for marketability, though. I think that's what Man United have been doing for years. And
is he that marketable? I know he's a spectacular player, but is he what?
He is, yeah.
Is he? I don't ever really see him like.
Bro, Bayern, if I'm not mistaken, sold the most shirts across the world recently.
Oh, what did they? Because of
I don't know if I'm getting that right, actually, but they're up there.
I'm surprised. I never really see Lewandowski anywhere.
Sultan says facts drifty bun the rivals. How can Man U and Arsenal fans make fun of us? It's just embarrassing and shameless. It just makes me laugh.
Yeah, we laugh. That's what it goes. Like, I don't mind a little bit of banter, like quickly in and out banter, you know that. But when you sit on it, I'm like, all right, you just look stupid now. Like,
Man City fans can banter us as well, by the way.
But they're the only ones who didn't. That's the joke.
Yeah.
It's like the saltiness comes from being shit.
Literally. Foot NFC says, well said, 50. I didn't go, but when I saw it, I wished I ignored the hurt and just went, I should have gone. Win, lose, or draw, we stick together. You'll never walk alone. Facts. Facts. Oh man, said Gunben. Says this season was great, but damn, I'm shattered. But how do you think we feel?
Yeah.
Tired, no blood clot. Felt it. This season was tough, man.
For all the Northerners out there, my granddad used to say, "Boy, I'm jiggered," and that's how I feel right now, bro. I am jiggered.
Trust me. Tayshawn says, Jota slander, shake my head. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone. Mario said if Origi had the game time Jota had, he'd get 20 goals.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, that's facts. But don't put Jota down because of that though, because Jota did still get all the goals he got. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know if it's facts though, because Origi's a better finisher probably, but his movement isn't as good as Jota's. So,
but his movement would. I mean, I still think that is a little bit questionable based on
Jota's movement.
No, Jota's movement's amazing, but remember, you develop that through repetition. And I think if Origi got to play every week, there's certain things that would just naturally have improved over the last 4 or 5 years, Cal, they would have. Remember, he hasn't been allowed to develop. It's actually a miracle he's as good as he is. He barely gets any time to develop.
I hear what you're saying. I just think movement sometimes, no matter how regularly you play, it's like Kane's movement, or I don't know, someone else's movement. They might play the same amount, but movement's just movement. Some people have got it more than others. I think Jota's just that guy who can find space in a crowded room.
Repetition still helps, though. I know they say like it's like riding a bike, but has anyone ever got on a bike when they haven't ridden for 4 or 5 years? You're not confident for a little while, you know. You remember how to do it, but you definitely think, ooh, and you feel a bit tentative. You're like, rah, I've been on a bike for ages. It takes a while before you start doing leaning round corners and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So.
Sultan says, but you see that bum Richarlison, wait to the next derby, innit? Yeah, I don't want to give energy to that guy.
Yeah, that guy is such an idiot.
He's actually pathetic.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I actually feel sorry for him at this point. He's actually pathetic.
Yeah, no, that is true. It's so true, Cal. Real talk. Like, he's just such an idiot.
Like, I reckon he's got friends around him and they see what he does and they just think, oh, this guy again. I won't say anything to him, but he's just pathetic.
He's got an inferiority complex.
He's a weak-minded individual, man.
Yeah, he's so weird.
Right, I'm gonna move on to the topic at hand. Sadio Mane.
See you later, folks. I'm out. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you smash the like button. And support the thing, innit?
All right. Where do we start on this one? Rumors are he wants to move on. Apparently, he's not said that he wants to. Hello. Apparently, he's not said it directly.
By the way, Sam Max, I don't think it came through, bro. Send it through as a non-super because your super didn't come through, bro. Otherwise, I definitely...
Sam Max Legends.
Yeah, can you find it? Because I didn't see one come through. Is there one there?
I read out all the supers we had at the time. If it didn't come through, Sam, just send it again as a normal chat, bro.
Not can't see nothing. No, nothing's come through. No.
So just on the Lewandowski thing, Jamrock's hair just put it. Bayern, Madrid, and Liverpool kit sales 3.25 mil, 3.05 and 2.45 mil respectively. So yeah, Bayern was the highest.
Raw.
Lewandowski.
And is that with Lewandowski on the back? Yeah.
I didn't even realize they were popular like that for shirt sales.
Neither did. I mean, if it is because of Lewandowski, Cal, and you're right in saying that, that makes even more sense to get.
Even still, for one man, it's got to be collective.
Think about it, though, guys. Straight away, think about it. In Germany, how many really popular teams are there?
No, that's true, but I'm still like. But we're talking. You take.
Real Madrid have got more fans around the world, though.
I was gonna say, I thought it would be like a Real Madrid, like a Benzema, or
I thought Real Madrid would have easily won that in terms of shirts.
Even PSG. If I'm being honest, I know PSG are still in France, but PSG, because of the whole like Nike and Jordan branding and like Neymar and Mbappe, you might have thought they might have even been.
Remember, Bayern have been successful for years or decades as well.
Yeah.
Like you look at so
because of Lewandowski as well, I can't even lie.
Don't get me wrong. Now, people in the chat, we know how brilliant Bayern Munich support is, but it's still not bigger than Real Madrid's, though. Surely, like it can't be.
No, but here's the thing, though. Just remember, in Spain, it's mainly split between Madrid and Barca. So already you've halved Spain.
I know
In
you mean there's
Germany,
no
they
competition.
ain't
Innit?
compete with
Yeah,
anyone
yeah,
in
yeah.
Germany, bro.
Well, the
They're really
Dortmund fan base is huge. I heard the Stuttgart fan base is huge.
not when we say huge though, it's probably big. Just remember, I don't even think it's close. Whereas in this country, Liverpool, Man U, Arsenal, Chelsea, big fan bases.
Yeah. If you mean like that, then yeah, I guess that the divide. I mean, if Lewandowski is sending shirt sales through the roof like that, that's even more encouragement as a way to like kind of get back the money that you would spend on his wages or whatever it would be, innit? I mean, I do worry a little bit of 33 coming up, 34, how he'd cope with the Prem when he's never played in another league before, but I would be willing to take the risk. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's Lewandowski, innit? Like,
indeed. Like, I don't
think that's something you'll have to worry about.
I didn't think
It's
that
a
until I
shame.
saw Messi go France and struggle to score goals, though.
No, I'm saying I don't think you have to worry about him coming to the Prem.
Oh.
That's why I said it's a shame. It's just not going to happen. His dream is to go Barca, and he's going to go.
No, but
Barca.
you know what though? I've heard some rumors that Barcelona are trying to throw their weight around, but they are actually struggling to find ways to financially do what they're trying to do.
They will get put at it if
They'll
he's.
probably get a new sponsor, bro. They'll probably get sponsored by Amazon.
Maybe they're getting sponsored by Spotify and all them things. Them things they will suddenly just kick in when the transfer has to be made. You know, but they'll work out. They'll when they said they had no money,
maybe that's why De Jong's leaving, isn't it?
Yeah. Funny.
See it, yeah? Go on, Matt.
Which don't make no sense because it's a position that's not what you're changing.
What? You know, sorry to cut you. Are we going to speak about midfield then, Matt? Yeah, is that what you're going to go into now?
Yeah, but then I thought, no, but we're going to speak about Mane first, though, innit? And then
no, we'll come back to it. Go through what you're going to say, and then Drift, you say what you got to say. Because I've got quite a wild take as well. So.
Yeah. All right, cool. Frankie De Jong, yeah, is one of those players where he doesn't get goals from midfield. He doesn't. He's like dare I say, he's less of a goal threat than Wijnaldum. He actually is. But what it is, though, he's a very good carrier of the ball, and he looks after the ball like better than anybody in world football. Having him in your squad, yeah.
Ooh,
having him in your squad.
Yeah, I think that was a bit too far. I get what Matt means, but I wouldn't say better than anyone in world football. But he's right up there, though.
He's right up there carrying the ball and keeping the ball safe. When I say carry the ball, there's a difference between carrying the ball and like being adventurous. So, for example, you see when we say Kevin De Bruyne like drive and carry the ball, Kevin De Bruyne is more dangerous. However, we're talking about someone to carry the ball but be safe with it and not lose it, like old school Wijnaldum. Frankie De Jong's your guy, yeah. The thing is, he won't get goals from midfield. However, that's someone that I would have no problem signing as long as we still get the other midfielder that can get goals from midfield. So here's the thing. Let's say this summer they said, we're getting Frankie De Jong and all this time is Wijnaldum's replacement. I wouldn't cry at that. I actually think that's a good deal. What I will cry about is if he was the only midfielder, and we know that midfield, even though we're more technically able now, we're still missing the main thing. That's goals from midfield. That's open up the game where people don't just think, it's only if you stop their front three, Liverpool can score. Because here's the thing. I was racking my brain about it all night. Mum was thinking,
I know you're laughing.
What am I laughing at, Drew? Sorry.
The discount.
Hey, big up Erhan, by the way. Big up Erhan. I literally made me break characters.
No, that's kind of peak still, but I think there's levels to this. But what I was gonna say though, if you want the goal scorer midfielder, yeah, one person. In fact, no, there was two people that came to my mind. The first one, I think he's an absolute baller, and I think he can be our KDB. However, he obviously man's got an ACL, I believe. So that's Florian Wirtz, who I'm a massive fan of, and I've been talking about Wirtz. I genuinely feel like Wirtz could take us to a next level. So you can't get him. Who's the next person that came into my brain? I was speaking about it with my brother, funny enough, yesterday. And my brother, I was telling my brother about him we used to talk about him from about 2 years ago when he was at Salzburg, and that's Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai, if you watch the way how he plays, yeah, even though he's not a box-to-box, he's got the characteristics to be molded into that. He's an attacking midfielder, first and foremost. He's attacking.
Is he Croatian?
No, it's Hungarian. Hungarian.
Oh, okay. Apparently, you can't win the Champions League without a Croatian.
Yeah, fair play. For me, when we're talking shooting from long range, yeah, he can do that. If we're talking about playmaking, he can do that. he had injuries, if I'm not mistaken, in his first season at RB. And only this season he kind of really got down to it. And I think in 44 appearances, I think he's got like 10 goals and 9 assists or something like that. So that's not too shabby, right? But you put him in a Liverpool team where you're going to play with better players, you might be able to do something. I do think that those are the type of midfielders that we should be looking at. People that were saying Nkunku, no. Well, I'll get on to Nkunku. I don't want Nkunku playing in the 3-man midfielder, even though he can play there. I'm saving that name for later, if you know what I'm saying. Nkunku, for me, there's a reason why he kind of went up to another level. And that's because he wasn't playing in the midfield three. He's playing across the front three. And that's where his true position, I think, is to get the best out of him. But yeah, those are the names that come across my brain. These are the players that I think we should be looking at. So I don't know what you guys think about that.
Oh, true, Drift. What's your thoughts on that? We'll come back to that, Matt, actually. What's your midfield take that you have?
Because you said all right, yes, yeah. Let me get, what did I write down here?
So scriptures, you know.
I've got a couple things. Here. So
is the book of analogies one of them? Yeah. I see.
I've been too depressed for that one.
When just writing.
I've been too depressed. I'm gonna get in the booth soon though. All right. So one of the main things that my issue is, and one of the points I put down here is our lack of threat from midfield goals wise. Now the creativity for the midfield, I totally understand why people have an issue with, right? Creativity for midfield is very key. One thing I will say though is it's normally key when you have an out and out striker, which we don't have. So the key to our game is that the forward player drops back, helps to create, and the wing players get the goals, right? And every now and again, the forward will chip in with goals. We play slightly different though when Jota plays. That's when I think maybe the problem starts to happen, because when Jota's playing up front, we need more creativity in the midfield that we don't have, and then that can become a problem. And a lot of Jota's goals do come from through balls, which Thiago's fully capable of, and the wide play, because he gets on the end of crosses. When that's not going well, Jota can be out the game a little bit. So we'll have to touch on that. But for me, it's the goals. We don't get enough goals from midfield. As I said to you a couple of weeks ago, I watched the video of Liverpool's best goals in the Premier League. And I know obviously it's just a highlight reel, but 85-90% of them goals were outside the box. And what I don't like is that the way we play football now, I'm not saying it's predictable, but I tell you what a midfield goal threat does. It opens the game, because you can't sit on the edge of your box or sit on the edge of your 6-yard box and go break us down if you can. Because if you've got someone like Kevin De Bruyne who just pop shots from the edge of the box while you're giving him space, and voila, you win the game, or you score the goal, you open up the game, and the team can't sit back anymore. We don't have that. And I think what made it, what was so beautiful about the way we played football, even though we have changed, in 17-18, is that we had Ox that did do that. Ox would break the line from midfield, carry the ball and shoot. And you knew you could not back off of him. Back off of him at your peril. Now, yes, he only got, I think it was 9 goals. So it's not like he was just banging in goals left, right and centre doing a Kevin De Bruyne. No, he wasn't. But what it was something to make the opposition think about. They knew that they couldn't just sit back and let you have a shot, because we have somebody capable of packing it in the top corner. So they had to be different. A player has to come out and engage. What does that do? Opens up space in the low block. Other players can get in the pocket. You create the space and you've got other avenues. When you don't have that, nobody's worried about it. They actually laugh at you. They tell you to have a shot. And I mean no disrespect when I say this, because we've got good players. But when a Henderson or a Naby or a Jones or one of those guys who's nowhere near good at long-range shooting as we would like to have, they encourage it. Go on then. Have the shot. Like, it's what it is. If it does go in the top, you know what I mean? That's what it is. Like, if it does go in the top corner, fuck me, well played, innit? But what's the chances of it happening? It's like a 5% chance it will happen. So we'll take the 95% chance it won't, to keep shape and not allow space for other people to exploit. This is what the problem is, guys. For me, I really, really think the evolution of this Liverpool team, and Cal, I don't mean this when I say this to bring back, it's a fakir. It was the missing piece. And I think that's why Klopp...
Are you going to make me go for another bad moment?
I know, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't... But, like, I think that's what Klopp knew at the time. And I don't understand why we didn't find an alternative for the last 3 years. Klopp knew that was that piece. He knew he had Flacco that will sit.
Why are you doing this to me?
Because I'm wondering why Klopp hasn't gone back to what his original idea was. Because let's keep it a buck, guys. He had this plan. He had Flacco sitting. He had Keita ball carrying, and he had Fekir shooting and creating. And when we lost Fekir, why at no point has he ever gone back to what his basic original idea was? Is it because we couldn't find anybody? I don't know what it was.
It's because of Robbo and Trent. That's why.
That's
Plus,
true. We did
another thing as well, to add
to
your thing, Jiff, maybe, and I say maybe, you know, when Thingy left Buvac, there's a part of me that feels like maybe that was Buvac's idea as well.
Yeah,
because we kind of did change after that as well.
No. Buvac left before we tried to get him in the summer.
Oh, did he?
But I think Buvac's leaving does coincide with the style change though, Cal, because I think that's what they fell out over, Klopp, and because Klopp wanted to play a certain way.
I got a name for you, man. Fabio Vieira.
Yeah, from Porto.
A lot of people have been saying that in the chat.
He's got it.
I'd rather Szoboszlai, you know.
All right, so check it now, yeah.
I like saying Szoboszlai.
No, but John is. When I say that's not even shade. Fabio Vieira is very good. John is. I'll be happy if Fabio Vieira, bro. I can't even fight. I'll be happy with any midfielder that can offer something that we currently don't have at our disposal.
So this is where I wanted to go next. We've been screaming out saying for the whole season, we've been saying we need a genie replacement. We've been throwing out Shuameni, Basuma, Neves. We've never on here as a channel really said we want to get away from that. Well, let's go and get a creative or goal scoring midfielder. Isn't it weird we've never thought like that, really, until now?
So did somebody say Vieira, by the way?
Hi, Matt. Hi, Drifty. Just wanted to send my regard and enjoy the summer.
Big up to the big man.
Bro, big up Patrick. When did
first of all, shout out Pimp in Distress. Man, no, you're a legend. And second of all, we're just out here stealing legends. This is what we do. Ian Wright, now Patrick Vieira. This is what we do, bro. We steal legends.
Play that again. Look, is that real?
Of course it is, bro.
No, play again, fam. What? No.
Hi, Matt. Hi, Drifty. Just wanted to send my regard and enjoy the summer.
Listen,
we're just out here stealing legends, bro.
I don't even know what to say,
bro.
Like Patrick, you know.
Bruno is standing somewhere right now in front of a mirror saying, I shouldn't have left him. I shouldn't have left. It was stayed. So we've been linked with Basuma, Shuameni, Neves, all these players who are very good defensively, can control the game as well, but none of them are a real goal threat, right? Check it now. Fabinho and Hendo are our sixes, right?
Yeah.
Which I think Henderson should permanently be now as well.
Yes.
I think it's time he steps down from automatic starter and becomes the rotation in the six.
I agree.
If we look at the left-hand side of midfield, that's always a kind of controller, whether it be Thiago, Keita, or Milner, right?
Yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking. I think that player should play on the right-hand side of midfield. And the reason I say that is because Trent and Salah usually are two most attacking players from their positions. So we ideally need someone in there who's going to do a bit more of the controlling and responsible role. On the left-hand side now, where you've got Robbo and Diaz, who Robbo seems to just be fine and Tsimikas seems to be fine, I think we should have creative midfielders, whether that be Harvey Elliott, Fabio Vieira, and someone else potentially, or Jones or someone. That's what I think we should do. I think we should have the control on the right-hand side and the attacking threat from the left.
That's a good shot, you know. That's a very good shot. I do you know what it is.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, he switched it up nicely.
Does that person have to be left-footed then, Cal?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't even necessarily think so.
I don't think so. But what it does, it gives a bit more protection to that side of the pitch. in my opinion, but also allows us to still have a creative player in the midfield and potentially a goal scorer as well.
Can I throw a wild card in there?
Go on.
This is what big up my brother, because we was talking about this as well, and I was like, I'm not sure. I said I'll throw it into the guys and see what they think. How would you feel? Even though I don't, the more I think about it, the more I don't agree with it. But how would you feel if Trent was to move into that right CM role, and we've got a marauding right back that can do everything?
Let him cook,
let
him cook.
So let me put some names on the table for you.
Make him cook.
Let's just say, for argument's sake, was able to find a right back that was just like Tsimikas. So basically, they can do everything. They won't be all worldly like Trent, but they're Tsimikas on the other side.
You have to find him first, though, man.
Yeah, no, I know. Bro, let me land. I didn't know about Tsimikas until flipping Arsenal played Olympiacos, and he locked off their right winger at that time. I can't remember who it was, but he locked them off.
Yeah, I hear that.
I'm telling you from now, I trust our recruitment. Our recruitment will find a player like that. Do you know the reason why I feel like there may be a little something in there? What can Trent do? All right, he can attack on a different level, like on another level. Yeah, he's got less responsibility to defend. However, he still can defend. I'm not taking away this notion that he can't defend. Basically, what I'm saying is this: there is this possibility that if we was to get the right back, and no pun intended, yeah, we may be unlocking another Trent. Like in that right CM role, because I find it kind of interesting that you guys kept on bringing it up during the last 5 games that Trent kept on going into that position, almost like he wanted to really start dictating the game, but kind of was like neglecting that right back side, right, you know what I mean, right back slot a bit. Bro, I'm telling you from now, think of Tsimikas at right back. Just think about it now, Tsimikas at right back here. Or a Tsimikas type right back, Trent right CM, Fabinho holding, and then say, for example, we was able to get, I don't know, Cal, throw a name at me, an attacking midfielder. Who?
Attacking midfielder.
Who would you like to see there?
But if he plays there, then are we not really messing with Thiago?
Rotation.
If you said rotation.
No, but all right. At Trent's age, Trent's going to pretty much play every week, though, right? So, I mean, it'll be hard to rotate.
All I'm saying is this.
Effectively, sorry to cut you there, Matt. Yeah. Couldn't it be Trent who's doing the controller business on the right and then Thiago advances on the left? Yeah,
because I think Thiago is better going forward. In a way, if we're talking about having to beat your man and creating an opening, it's Thiago. If we're talking about standing still and looking for the direct pass, that's Trent. All I'm saying is...
So Trent, Thiago, Flacco then?
Yeah. Like this. Matt should be a Liverpool performance analyst. Cal should be head of recruitment and Judy should be technical director. I'm going to be real. They don't want to let us into Liverpool football.
No, they don't. Well, flip that table upside down. We are not
professional enough to be part of an institution like that. Could you imagine us in press conference and all that?
Bro,
I'm not going to lie. We would put the cat amongst the pigeons, boy.
Could you imagine the responses in the press conference?
Yeah. What do you think about Mane potentially moving to Bayern Munich? Tell Bayern Munich to go suck out in it. They're here
and then tell Bayern Munich to go suck your mother.
If man's got a problem with that, tell man to come and see us, innit? Like, we are not the guy for that job.
Bro, I'd probably be a little bit more emotional than that. But like, how do you feel about Mane losing, man? How do you feel about me sleeping with your mum last night? Shut your mouth, man. Yeah, bro, it'll be peak still.
Every week will be called Rattle FC because man will just be answering everything horribly as well.
All right, I tell you how that works, guys. We go and get Reece James.
What? Wait a minute. What? Hold on. Reece James.
Bro, I'm on a bully thing, bro.
Got a straight face, man.
Of course.
This
I'm
is
on a
why
Wooly
Drift
thing
should
now, bro.
definitely be the technical director.
Let
You
me
know
get
why?
this straight. Hold on, man. Let's
What's
get
the
this
point
straight.
in being great if you don't take advantage of it? Man United did it for years, guys. They took players from Man United, from Arsenal all the
I'm not
time.
gonna lie.
Matt, check
Yeah,
this. He wants us
yeah.
to go to West London and pick up one of their star boys, and wants us to go to North London and pick up their actual star
Yes,
boys.
bro. Let's move how we're supposed to, bro.
Bruv, no one moves like that, bruv. You're out here starting trench wars, bruv.
It is what it is, bro.
Turf wars, bruv.
All right, all right.
Is
Do you know
what
what?
it
Do you know?
is.
I
Come
will
on,
say
guys.
this.
Let's keep it a buck. We get those two guys from London, and
No,
we
of course,
take
of course,
over this thing.
of
But
course.
we got Reece James at right back, and we
Listen,
got Harry Kane up front.
I think
Bro, come on,
Drift
man.
got carried away with what I told him. However, though, I will say this though. Let's just live in La La Land for a little bit, yeah. Let's just say we actually got Reece James. Let's just say, for argument's sake, we got him somehow. Something crazy happened. The takeover fell through, and everyone wanted to leave. Let's say Reece James said, "You know what? I'm gonna go to Liverpool, man." And then Trent moved into right CM. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. The right hand side. The right hand side would be a lock. When I say a lock, like a locksmith thing, no one's opening.
You know what?
the door.
Aaron's made a good point here. Let's get realistic for a minute. Jokes aside, James Justin.
I like James Justin still.
So do I.
That's very realistic. That's actually very realistic.
James Justin, right back, and Trent, right CM. The thing is, yeah, even if it doesn't work, you just put Trent back to right back. But I just think it's an option that if we was to get a quality right back, and this is why it goes full circle, and I'm not taking a dig, and I hope you guys respect where I'm coming from. You see experiments like that, you can only do that if you've got the right type of like right back to play there. And that's why when I say, Nico's not a bad player, but if we could get someone like on a Simicast level, these are the type of things that we could actually experiment with. And again, no shade, because he's done
That would be Justin then, right, Matt? I think James Justin would be the equivalent of a Simicast.
James Justin, I think. What's that?
Nah, Justin's got a lot more experience.
I think there's something about Justin.
Yeah, he's got a lot more experience.
Yeah. Justin.
Rewarding right back. Spence is the guy.
No, but if we're gonna do this, I think he needs to be a bit more defensive savvy, which would be the point in making the switch,
Spence
right?
Rarely gets beaten.
Who? Nottingham Forest, you mean? No, but that's a different level, though, isn't it? Really.
I hear that, but where did James Justin come from as well?
But at least Justin's got European experience now. He's got Prem experience now. Do you get what I'm saying?
But he didn't have it before.
All right, but here's the thing, though, Cal. Do you want to go for the player that's? Here's the thing,
Kimmich is the one I've wanted. You guys
no. But what I'm saying is, realistically,
you
because
thought
James...
I was being unrealistic when I said James.
No, but
if Mane's going Bayern,
bro, all I'm saying is James Justin
Germany, bro,
has the experience and the know-how right now. If you put James Justin at right back, and then there were games where you could play Trent right CM, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think you can go wrong there, because worst case scenario, it doesn't work. Trent goes back to right back, like I said, and he just rotates with James Justin. If it does work, oh my days, we've unlocked we've unlocked V2 Trent. The updates just arrived.
Someone just said Tavernier. What do you not think of Tavernier?
He's a little bit. I don't think because he's about 30. He's 30.
He is quite old now. Yeah.
So check it. If we're gonna keep Trent as a right back, then Tavernier is the one I'd really want us to get. And the reason why, and again, shout out to Conroy. I speak to Conroy about this. Conroy obviously knows his Scottish football. The reason why is because he's older than Trent. He's experienced. So he's not young where he's going to be coming in thinking, I'm wasting years here. But he's at a club where he knows probably what he got to recently is the pinnacle. Whereas at Liverpool, he's leaving Rangers to come to Liverpool to potentially win stuff that he would never have a chance of winning at Rangers.
And would appreciate the opportunity kind of thing.
And again,
and he's a good attacking threat as well, to be fair.
I don't know. I'm just got to show me on James Justin, though. He's so
old.
Balling.
30's not old, guys. And also, he's not going to be playing every week. Plus,
let me fix my camera. One sec. Yeah.
I don't think he cost a lot either.
No, he wouldn't, bro. And let's keep it a buck. I don't even mean any disrespect to Rangers at all. It wouldn't even be difficult. I think we just put the bid in. Tavernier says he wants it, and it is what it is. And that's with no shade, but Rangers can't stop Liverpool taking Tavernier.
No, you're right.
I don't want to go too far on the right back because I've got a little something planned for that still.
Yeah. One last thing I'll say is this.
But Justin's the one still.
Bro, I agree with Drift, you know. You see Jay Justin, because I forgot as well. Big up Erhan as well. Remember, man can play left back as well, you know.
Yeah.
I know about Kimmich, but still, cool.
No, but Kimmich is like, that's like us saying.
All right, let me ask you a quick question.
I'm hoping Drifty says it because he seems to be manifesting things.
I know I was creeping into dreamland a little bit, and I was just being silly. But let's go back to the James. Let's go back to the
bro.
Let's go back to the. No, hold on. We don't know, what the new model of Chelsea is going to be like, because American people, from what we can see, are smart businessmen. So they don't let their pride get in the way if the business makes sense, whereas Roman wouldn't have cared. So if we put a price up that's actually value of the player or higher than the player, you don't know that Chelsea wouldn't say yes. They're not the same team anymore that they used to be. If you give them the value for the player, they might actually let him go on a business decision. Like, they're not that club anymore where it's like Roman doesn't have it, can't talk to them, rare. They're not that anymore.
Swifty. Is one thing putting in a bid. What makes you think James wants to leave Chelsea in the same way?
I don't think he wants to leave, but I think he would have no issue with leaving if the price is right. Bro, because if you look at the situation, Liverpool are in a better position to win than Chelsea are. If he's a winner, he's already achieved stuff with them.
So hence why I'd want to do it. Probably it's like Trent.
No, because he'll be like, look, I've achieved stuff with you lot. I got more chance to go and win stuff with Liverpool. It is what it is. So who would have thought Ashley Cole would have gone from Arsenal to Chelsea?
A lot of people, bro, because at the
time... No. It looked like it wasn't possible until it happened.
Bro, at the time, Arsenal were winning nothing. Come on, Drift.
No, do you know? I get what you're saying.
But we're talking about Arsenal were a good team at that stage, bro.
No, Cal.
They just come off the Invincibles only a year prior to that, bro.
Reece loves Chelsea like Trent loves Liverpool.
No. You're missing Drift's point, though. What he's saying is that even though the players love Chelsea, if there's an owner there that's kind of similar to us, knowing that if you kind of put in a bid, the owner might sell you. There is that big possibility. Whereas Roman don't give a damn. When it comes to money, Roman didn't care how much you bid. Unless he wants you gone, then you can go. What you're saying is, if you get those type of American owners, which they heavily seem to be a lot alike, money does talk. Remember something. As much as a player wants to stay, if a executive comes up to you and says, listen, Liverpool just offer 50 mil for you, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that to us that makes sense, innit? Like what you saying? First of all, that's gonna unsettle the player, and I'm not saying it's definitely gonna happen. I'm not even saying it's going to happen.
Yeah, no, bro.
I am saying, what Driff is saying though is that they're not under the same ownership. Things could potentially change. They could potentially change.
There's
We've
room
seen
to talk now, Cal. It's not like before when Roman would just shut you off and go, get out of here.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but just kind of got a point.
Now there's room to talk, bro. If you put the money on the table, you never know, bro. You never know.
Assumptions. I'm not gonna lie, guys.
It's not. I don't even think it's that far fetched. Carl, name me an American owner that moves like Roman or Man City. I can't think of one person.
You don't have to move like that, bro. Bro, John W. Henry, when Arsenal put in the bid, tweeted said what they smoking over there.
Yeah, but brother, if they'd offered 60, he would have been an Arsenal player.
I don't think he would have.
He would have. I'm telling you, if they'd offered 60, he would have been an Arsenal player.
But the difference is with JW Henry,
he said he wanted to go, and this man got told to be quiet.
But they never offered enough. That's what the problem was.
Bro,
Kyle.
the difference
price is right. We would have shot at him. I'm telling you.
One thing I will say about FSG though, Carl, they've gotten better over the years. They understand how the business works. Whether someone that comes in now, so to speak, might be a little bit wet around the ears, isn't it? You know, them ones there where man still got.
Are we not just assuming because they're American that they're just going to be more of a certain type? Isn't that
no, I'm just saying American owners do what makes business sense a lot of the time.
They're great business owners.
Yeah, they do what makes business sense. This is what I'm saying.
If you want to see their cash flow forecast, go speak to the Americans. They are the best.
I hear that. I mean, he's one of their biggest assets.
Their man's balance sheets on crud, bro. They know how to make money, and they know how to make money.
You go a little above and beyond, Cal. If his market value is 50, you offer 65, and you might be able to talk, bro. That's just how it goes.
And Cal, for all I know, these American owners could be completely different. They could be like Roman, where they just don't have a bar. I'm only saying I've yet to come across an American owner where they move really, really different to the point where it's like, yeah, you can't even say nothing to them. They won't accept nothing unless the player wants to leave. Roman Abramovich and arguably and Sheikh Mansour, the only two owners in the Prem that if they don't want to sell you, you're not being sold. Bruv, Sane wanted to be sold like nearly 2 years in a row. Man said you're not going nowhere unless you find a replacement. Until they find a replacement, Sane didn't go. When it comes to Chelsea now, Hazard knocked on the door how many times? In fact, probably I heard a few times. That man were like, nah, you're not going nowhere. Roman was like, you're not going nowhere. Like, you're Chelsea. Do what you got to do in it, and then we'll talk.
Yeah,
So
none of those players were being sold to rivals, though.
No, Cal, this is hypothetical. What me and Jiff aren't even saying, like, why this is going to happen. We're just saying it's more, we think, in terms of from history,
it's more possible
likely.
now. Yeah.
It's more possible.
Yeah, it's more possible now. Yeah.
Daniel Levy kind of does go into that bracket as well. I can't front.
Okay, fair enough. It's more possible.
Now, if the price is right, Levy shots him. It's simple. If the price is right, Levy shots him.
That is kind of true because he said he would never.
No. If the price is right, Levy shots you, bro. It is what it is.
Bro, Gareth Bale. When
I
say he loved Bale, yeah, and then Real Madrid said, huh?
No, when it comes to Levy, they have to wait a season.
No, but if the price is right, he'll sell you, bro.
Not until he's ready.
It's how you conduct yourself as well with Levy, though. Levy is very much about how you conduct yourself, innit?
Remember, Chelsea tried everything to try and get Modric, you know, and had to stay there for another season and wait for Real Madrid.
I still believe that was because the money wasn't enough.
Brother, if I'm not mistaken, I think he went to Chelsea offered more than Real Madrid, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but I think if Chelsea had offered an amount that was enough to satisfy the first, then he might have gone to Chelsea still. But I mean, yeah, we never know. We never know.
Right. Back onto Sadio now. Brothers and sisters in the comments. How do we replace this man if he leaves?
You can't replace him. You just got to try.
We cannot replace him.
No, it's real, bro. You can't replace him.
I was going to play that video, but I thought it's actually mocking the thing.
And I'll tell you why you can't replace him. I know a lot of people will say, well, you go with a kind of different type of player. And you try and do things differently. You don't go like for like. But like, if we're just talking about like on a like for like perspective, there's nobody in world football like Mane. That's why he's such a star player. Like, who's got the work rate, the defensive capabilities, the heading capabilities, the dribbling, he's got everything. Like he literally has everything. Like, where do you go to find a player like Mane? I don't know if there is one. If somebody can bring me one that I haven't thought of, I can't think of anybody that's like Mane. Are you going to say Nkuku? But he doesn't have the defensive capabilities, though, man. I think attacking-wise, I think that's the similar. But he doesn't have the defensive capabilities.
Nkuku. See, the thing is, Nkuku was originally like a centre mid at PSG when he kind of come for the rankings. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
So he's kind of he has got very good work rate. You're right. There's no way, in my opinion, you can replace Mane. You just can't. What Mane offers is something so extraordinary. He came in as a right winger, changed to a left winger, went to a striker / false nine, and mastered all roles. He's won every trophy there is to win other than the World Cup. When people want to talk about legends and start saying things like, and this is no discredit, by the way, because I think this guy's absolutely sensational. Fernando Torres, people say, like, Fernando Torres, like, he was so sick, Fernando Torres is sick, but I'm going to keep it a $150. Mane surpassed Fernando Torres. I don't care what no one says. Ago. It's not even a debate. No. But people get caught up in nostalgia. You know when we have these conversations, because everyone will say, no, but look at Torres. Mane has won everything bar a World Cup, albeit they played in different teams. Mane has become so devastating to the point where he's actually almost like irreplaceable, like Drew said, yeah. He offers so much from an offensive and a defensive point of view. To actually kind of replace him, we would have to spend stupid amounts of money. Yes, I mentioned like Nkuku, but even him, like, for us to go and get him, I don't think he's got released because you're looking at about 60-something mil, like 60, 70 mil. Like, that's the type of money that we're going to need to try and replace him. When I say this guy is so selfless, yeah, and he hardly ever speaks about anything. He's humble. He goes about his work. Like, his morals are always in check. I don't even understand, like, how we've even got here. there's almost a part of me that kind of feels like, rah, like, did he really want to leave, or was it a case of he felt at that time no one kind of didn't really care about his situation? It was all about Salah. It was all about Firmino, whatever. That's a conversation for
Underappreciated, bro.
That's
Let's
a
keep it
conversation
a
for
buck.
another day.
There's a section of our fan base that don't deserve money.
Yeah,
Let's just keep it a buck. Bro. We have to
it's kind
keep
of
it real.
yeah, of course, because it's kind of mad because even
They were
last
being
season,
hella disrespectful
me
to
and
him.
Carl, and I'll be honest, me and Carl were his biggest critics, saying he's got to do better. But me and Carl never once said sell him. All we kept on saying is Mane needs to find his form. If Mane doesn't find his form, then he's gonna have to sit on the bench and work his way back to the first team because he wasn't playing that well. Not once did me and Carl ever say sell him. But obviously, you had other people that were like selling. I'm not even going to go at those people, but just goes to show you like the player within him. He took on all that criticism, by the way, yeah. Saw that his strike partner Salah was getting all the accolades, and just said, you know what, I'm gonna hibernate for a little bit. I'm gonna go AFCON, do my thing, and come back and reinvent myself. The Diaz thing, whether that made him better or not, it doesn't really matter because it's still about him. It's not just about Diaz, it's about himself as a person. Can I get better? Am I gonna allow someone to oust me out of my position? If they oust me, how do I react? Do I reinvent myself? He's answered all those questions. Like, I don't know, man. I struggle to kind of like think of a Liverpool without Mane because it's the end of that era of Firmino, Mane, and Salah, like the best front three in world football. This is why when I said to people around Christmas, I was like, when we signed Diaz, I said, and go and check the tapes. Let's enjoy the ride. We don't know how long we got these for, you know. We don't know. I said we got the best front line in the whole of Europe. But I was always a bit worried that one of them might go. Do you know what I mean? And yeah,
we
man,
were always worried about it. It's why I said every time we had the Salah conversations, I always used to say, guys, we keep forgetting Mane's contract isn't sorted.
Yeah, they're the same. And one thing I will say, if there's anything I will say about Liverpool is they did make an error. You see, when we done all those contract renewals and stuff, I think that we done a video about it. Funny enough, with members, big up the members. We got something cooking for you. We said, like it's kind of mad how we've got so many players, all their contracts expire in the same season. That's not a good way to do business.
No,
and moving forward, you can't make that mistake again. There's nothing wrong with renewing the contracts at the same time, right? But you have to address them so they don't all end at the same time. But we're in a summer where Salah, Mane, Firmino, Naby, and Ox, and there might be others
and
Milner are all under review, so to speak.
And it was Henderson until he got a new deal. Henderson was part of that list as well.
Yeah, that should never happen for your top caliber players. Like, we got to do better. We have to do better than that. But nah, man, big up Sadio Mane will always be loved by our fan. In fact, Sadio Mane is not. He's not just a Liverpool legend. He's not. He's bigger than that. He's actually a footballing legend, and arguably Africa's best ever player. There is a debate there. He goes in the brackets. Yeah. What's that, sorry?
Career's not even done yet.
Career's not even done yet.
Yeah.
Bruv, Mane's in that conversation. We're going to miss him. I just don't want to see him go, but you know what time it is. Like, it's kind of, yeah. I'll let you carry on, bro.
100 goals in the Prem, no pens. It's great. I've got something to say, but go on, bro. Go on.
I don't think we should try and replace Mane like for like. I think you changed the system now.
Is that not a massive risk?
It is, but bro, as you've said, Drift, who's out there that is him? Who's out there as good as him? And that's no disrespect to him.
Yeah. So people saying Eto, remember I said he's in the conversation. If he's not, he's definitely in the conversation, man.
I genuinely think look, I'm just gonna say his name in it. Kane. If you lose,
he's the only one, you know, Cal. He truly is the only one.
We're not getting Kane, so what do you do?
No, we bully Tottenham, man. We do it, man.
Man City offered 150 million euros, albeit they was bad blood there. But 150 million euros.
But they're in a different situation now, though, Matt, because he's only got 2 years now instead of 3. So now the negotiations get a little different. You know what I mean? It gets a little different now, bro.
I'm gonna be honest.
Can't lose prize assets for less. It gets a little techy
I know I spoke.
bro.
Sorry, there's something I forgot. I know I spoke a lot. There's one thing I forgot to say. This is why I think, as a fan base, we're selling ourselves short. if Mane does go, me personally, I think Nkuku should be the replacement, direct replacement. You see, yeah, you're talking about Cal changing who we go for, maybe going for a striker. That should be Origi's replacement. We're selling ourselves short. We're losing two legends. Yeah, two legends.
I'll tell you what I think.
In my opinion, Nkuku should be there to replace Mane, and Harry Kane should be replacing Origi. That's how I see it. Because the problem is, we're going to do the whole. Let's change this. We're selling ourselves short again. Let's go and get a striker. Let's say, for argument's sake, Jiff gets his wish and we get Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez is, whether you rate him or not, he's an addition, and it'll probably be a decent one. He might not be my picking, but he's a decent one.
No, he would replace Origi.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. He places Origi, but we still don't place Mane. We're going to do that whole let's sell Lovren and get Tsimikas. We have to address those two problems. I'm worried the club are going to try and pull a fast one a little bit and say, oh, what, you forgot you got Diaz, you forgot you got Jota, yeah, and we got Fabio Carvalho. That's why I'm a little bit worried. I'm not trying to say they're going to do that. I'm a little bit concerned, though. Because 2 and 2 with us don't always make that. When we lose 2, sometimes we get 1, and that's happened a few times. I can't lie, people.
Yeah,
that's my thinking.
So sorry, yeah, let's get it out. Sorry, yeah.
Going into the summer, I think if everyone had stayed, we'll all agree we needed one more to compete with Mo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would still say a striker, Cal, because we're losing Origi. I would.
Yeah, because on the premise we're going to lose Origi. So let's say we got a striker, but you're right though. Let's just say like someone to
If Mane does move on, for me, Kane and Usman.
Oh, I'm cool with that. Although I don't think Dembele could handle a season at Liverpool. But if Kane was coming through as well, then I don't think there's a risk at bringing him.
I think that's a great bit of business, because even though Usman we know at some point might break down, you still got your Jota and your Diaz, so.
And then you get Eriksen for free. So your summer business equates to 2 players coming in for free.
Drift never just take, man always goes and says,
I'd rather Gavi, but we move.
But do you not get where I'm coming from on the Eriksen thing? Eriksen can do what Thiago does, not to the same level, but he can do it. So when you want to control a game,
get Gavi.
So when you want to control a game, but Thiago can't play, you've got Eriksen. Eriksen can take set pieces. Eriksen can shoot from midfield. He's a goal-scoring midfielder. His passing range is amazing, and he's free. He's free.
Let me get this straight again now. You want to go to Daniel Levy, take his best player, and then say to him, I'm also going to take another player that you want as long on top of Diaz.
No, but he can't say anything to Eriksen because Eriksen ain't Tottenham's player, bro.
Yeah, you will 100% have to get Harry Kane, brother, and drive him out of London before you even think of speaking to Eriksen. Before you even think of it. You think if we go and get Eriksen first, then we're gonna go and call him up. Daniel.
It could never happen. Never.
No, but let's be honest. We've all sat here and said that Tottenham should go and get Eriksen, but they haven't actually put reports out that they are actually after him. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's more us as fans saying it makes a lot of sense. Eriksen actually is just a free agent. He is a brilliant squad player. And the thing is, do you not remember when I spoke about him when Inter Milan weren't playing him? And I got a hell of pushback on that. Obviously, it was before he had his health scare. Eriksen would be such a good squad player for like he's just got what we need in midfield. He can shoot, he can pass, he can control a game. And if he's not playing every week, it's even better for his health. Do you know what I mean? If he's not got the rigorous, has to play week in, week out. But when he's needed, he can coming off the bench. Eriksen will be such a good addition to our squad. I'm all for the Eriksen. I'm telling you.
I still like Fabio Vieira because I think, if I'm not mistaken, his buyout is like 12 mil.
Right, that's only a little still.
That's peanuts.
Yeah, that is.
But if it was Kane and Dembele coming in to replace Mane,
Dembele can play on both flanks as well.
Well, Dembele plays on both wings. We'll have Dembele and Salah for the right, Diaz and Carvalho for the left, Jota, Firmino, and Harry Kane for the middle.
Let me ask you about Dembele, though, on a realistic level. Attitude has been an issue throughout his career. Is that something that you would worry about?
Reported. Yeah, under Klopp, he ain't doing that nonsense.
I don't even know if you could say reportedly, bro. The man was late for the first 2 training sessions at Barcelona. That's nuts. You can't do that stuff, man.
No,
Do
it's
you
true.
know what I mean?
Very true. Very true.
To be
But-
fair, he has kind of sorted
He's got a touch of the Aubameyang about him, innit? Where he's got a bit too
Do
much.
you know,
like,
to be fair, yes,
and we never heard anything. And never heard anything Aubameyang did silly under Klopp, did we?
no, but there has been hella stuff he did under Tuchel and now Emery,
Yeah.
though.
You think Milner won't slap a man, bro? You think he won't, huh?
Do you know what I was gonna say? Who's that player that oh, Carl, there's one player that you said you wanted, you know. I was gonna see if you still want him.
What position?
I'm trying to remember. That's gonna kill me.
By the way, just to have my little touch on the money thing,
Hold on,
because
let
I
me
don't
see.
really want to talk about it.
Shirky.
Gnabry.
What about him?
Gnabry's a bit injury prone.
I remember you saying at one point you wouldn't mind a Gnabry at Liverpool. He
Yeah,
and Sane apparently don't want. Well, they're reportedly unsettled. Would you take a Gnabry at Liverpool?
I just want an out and out number 9 now. I don't want a man who can play number 9. I just want an out and out 9. Kane.
No, I hear you. I'm just saying, but would you, if Liverpool signed him tomorrow, would you be happy with it?
Of course, brother's sick, but I want Kane.
Do you know what? I'm gonna be real.
What about
even though I think
Gnabry
he's
and Kane then?
See, I think he's talented, but it's the injury.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know why I remember this, but I think it's because my son was Lion King the other day. Carl's moving like, I think it's that, you know, that hyena called Ed, where they're like, is it you, Ed? And Ed just goes.
I said, would you take an Abraham Kane? Yeah.
No, because the thing is, Gnabry's actually very, very attainable. He wants to leave. He's only got a year or two left on his contract, and Bayern Munich are willing to listen. Gnabry's very achievable. Like, that's not even an unrealistic. That's not even an unrealistic signing.
Cal, would you take Bowen? Would you take Bowen?
If he's with Kane, yeah.
Man said package doing that.
So here's the thing. I'm not going to even talk about the money.
Hold on. Let's take Kane off the table. I just want to see where Cal. Let me see where Cal is. Just quickly, Jeff. Would you take
you took Kane off the table?
Yeah, but we got to also give you other, because it can't just be Kane, bro.
No, it can.
It can.
Give me another strike. Give me another strike
now, bro. If it ain't Virgil, I don't want anyone, bro.
You're being so unrealistic.
No. But here's the thing, Matt. Even though it feels unrealistic because we know what the nature of the beast is let's keep it a buck. If you're a big team, you move like a big team, and we are a big team, and we've seen through the history what the big teams do.
As well, brother.
I've seen Man City.
He's homegrown as well, brother.
I've seen Man City, and this is going to seem like a common theme, but bear with me and don't do the banter thing. I've seen Man City take Nasri. I've seen Man City take Adebayor. I've seen Chelsea take Ashley Cole.
Common dominator.
No, I know. That's what I said. Don't do the banter thing. Let's just talk, though. I've seen Man United take Van Persie. I've seen what big clubs do is big. And here's why I say this. Because what Man City and Chelsea were to Arsenal, we are to Tottenham. The correlation is very similar. Tottenham can't talk to Liverpool. Now, I know he's one of their boys. So was Ashley Cole. Yeah. If you get that guy to realise that there is a better move for his career, he will be on it. And I don't think there's anybody that can doubt that Harry Kane will be all up for a move to Liverpool if we seriously spoke to the man and went in. If we give them 120, 130, 140 mil at 2 years left on his contract, it would legitimately be enough to actually make Levy have to really think about it from a business point of view.
So if
Liverpool become a serious club overnight, which they should be, if we lose Mane, remember, this is all under the premise of losing Mane. You don't lose a player like Mane and not replace him with a player who's of the similar type of brand. You go and get Harry Kane, Matt. Fuck Daniel Levy, fuck Tottenham and their feelings and all that other stuff. You go and you get Harry Kane. Because Harry Kane immediately comes in.
He didn't mean it.
No, I mean it.
Levy, he didn't mean it.
I mean it. And I don't mean fuck him in terms of like personally. I mean what he thinks about Kane wanting to leave. Like, fuck what Levy thinks about Kane wanting to leave. That's not the point here. What the point is we move like Man United used to move back in the day, and you go and you get whoever it is you want. If you want Harry Kane, you do what it takes to get Harry Kane. You just do. It is what it is.
Bruv, listen, your speech
it is
there
what it is, bro. Tottenham can't stop Liverpool taking Harry Kane if Harry Kane wants to move.
No, but bro,
he's got 2 years left on his deal. They can't really negotiate anymore.
No, but you're trying to convince you're trying to convince the wrong people. You know, he did that looking for the video, but I see we've taken it off. You know the Booker T video. I was gonna say, are you talking about a click? Kane, we're coming for you. That's what. That's the type of promo settings that we should be setting. I hear you. We should be going for Harry Kane. It's just that for us to do that, everything has to line up perfectly, like perfect.
Let it line up, bro.
Bro, I wish it would. Come on, man.
Listen, line up, man.
Do you know how badly I'd want Harry Kane at Liverpool? Come on, man. Like everyone, I think every Liverpool fan would want Harry Kane at Liverpool.
And I also believe you shouldn't watch face. You shouldn't watch face. I do agree you shouldn't watch face. But you know what you do to make no one care about Haaland? You sign Harry Kane. You steal the limelight. Nobody cares about Haaland going City if Liverpool sign Harry Kane. Nobody.
Kane and Dembele just...
Nobody.
Dembele are right back.
I'm not going to lie. You see Kane at Liverpool, that is the biggest equaliser that you can
shuts down the summer, Matt. It shuts down the whole summer. Does. Liverpool signing Harry Kane shuts down the whole summer, bro. It literally does. And you make moves like that.
I know, but
that's the type of moves we're supposed to be doing when you lose the league and the Champions League, man.
I don't want to get carried away because I know what's going to happen. We're going to read the reports tomorrow and I know we're going to sign. I don't want to say his name, but
look. We get Darwin as a backup. At this moment, we should be going for Harry Kane.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Where's that gift? Where's that? You can't play gift thing in it.
So you want us to sign...
I don't mean as well as Kane. I mean, if you don't get Kane, he's the backup.
I was gonna say, someone's got to get you under control, bro.
No, not Nunes and Kane. Of course not.
Nunes needs to come in and back up with Kane as well.
No. I'm saying if you don't get Kane, then Nunes can be the alternative.
Let me ask you this, Drew. The genuine question. You see how you really want us to get Kane. If we was to sign Darwin Nunes, bro, do you think he's good enough? Honestly,
Darwin Nunes is good enough. He's no Harry Kane. I'm not going to sit here and... he's no Harry Kane.
No, he's not Kane.
Darwin Nunes is a very good player, man. I'm really surprised at how many people don't like the idea of Nunes. He's a very good player.
No one even disagrees that he can't score goals and he's a goal scorer, which is kind of what you want, right? However...
That's all we need, man. We need a gun, man.
I hear you. But for you to get, for us to get the best out of Darwin Nunes, I think you have to feed him the right way. You know, see Kane can feed himself. Yeah, but bruv, you're asking for a lot of things to align, blood.
Bruv, Eriksen is free. Eriksen and Nunes is completely realistic. Like, that is literally one of the most realistic summers we could have.
You're asking for a lot of things to align.
No, honestly, guys. Eriksen and Nunes is one of the most realistic summers that we could have.
But Ash Q just says Nunes averages 9 passes per 90 minutes.
But if he's the gun, man, he doesn't need to be passing. Yes, and his passing is underrated. He is good at passing.
He sounds like
accurate passes, Drift. I'm saying that's passes
per night, bro. He sounds like
a gun, man. All he does is score goals, man.
He sounds like a D- Cavani, fam. I can't even
do that in this team, Drift. Jota passes the ball 9 times.
Yeah.
No, but Cal, you said change the way we play, right? So if we buy Nunes, we just change the way we play.
That's forcing it, though. Really?
That is a pass per 10 minutes, Drift. What's he doing for the other 9
But he's the striker. He doesn't need to pass. We're getting stuck in Bobby mode.
Running around.
Guys, we're getting stuck in Bobby mode. He doesn't need to pass.
No one's saying get stuck in Bobby mode.
He just scores, you lot.
No, because Drift, we got to think about bringing other man into play and all that as well.
He can do that, man. He may not be a Bobby, but he can do that. He's not as bad as people say he is. Trust me. No, Harry Kane, of course. Come on, we know.
No, but what it is, just for me, the drop off is so dramatic. It's actually peak.
I'd rather go for Phoenix, personally.
That's because the drop off from Kane is going to be massive no matter what.
What would you do
Kane
right
is
now?
an elite striker.
What would you do right now, yeah? If say you're watching a program and it's in 4K, and then for whatever reason the 4K got locked off and you had to go back to standard def 480, not even 540, 480. How would you feel?
No.
How would you? No, but how would you feel?
Nunez is 1080, bro. He's not standard def.
Bruv, I'm not gonna lie. Nunez,
my days.
Nunez, you know the cog on YouTube where you have to put it automatic, where it kind of goes in sync.
You
and
lot
out
are
of sync.
disrespecting Nunez.
Bruv, Nunez is not that guy.
You lot told me this about Jota. Just please believe me.
Not
Nunez
like this.
is a gunman, you lot.
Not like this.
Nunez
I said Jota's
scores goals. I don't care about all of the other stuff. He scores goals, man.
Certain man are saying Nunez
it's time we have somebody in the strike force that just scores goals, you lot. On the real, it's time to just get somebody who scores goals. He's strong, he's big, he's a presence in the box, his finishing is impeccable, he scores goals. I don't care about build up and all that. Let's stop getting stuck in the Bobby Firmino thing. I just want a gunman now. I just want a man who scores goals, you lot. Really. I just do. All right, let me ask you a question. Cavani is more seasoned than Nunez, yeah?
Who does that though, Drift?
No, but Jota doesn't have the presence like Nunez, though. You know when we need a striker to bully a defender? When they're doing that low block and we need someone who just goes in there and bullies them and pushes them around, that's Nunez. This is what I'm saying. He adds something different to what we already have.
Bullying a defender doesn't beat the low block, Drift.
Yes, it does, because it starts to disrupt it, bro. If you've got balls coming in from out wide and you've got a striker who can bully defenders, he's got more chance of getting on the end of the cross. He does.
What about movement and all that, Drift?
Yeah, movement and strength, bro. You have to have a presence in the box when there's a low block, guys. You have to get the ball wide and you have to have a presence in the box. And as good as Jota is, as good as Mane is, they don't have that physical presence in the box. I'm telling you, Nunez would be that physical presence in the box that would unsettle the back line when they're trying to do that low block crap. I'm telling you.
I don't know. Do you know what it is? I'm not trying to say no. All just I don't. He's not rubbish. It's just that there's something maybe aesthetically. Like when I watch him,
he doesn't look great on the eye. He doesn't look great on the eye. But now with Jordan Henderson, though.
Yeah, no. But there was this one time I'll never forget. There's a video of him, and he tried to like do 10. I think about 6 to 10 step overs, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Do you remember Carlton Cole versus Vidic when Carlton Cole done a step over?
No, but Matt, you gotta remember Nunez is tall. It's harder for taller players to look elegant.
But you know what it is?
It's just harder for them to look elegant, bro, because
a striker looking aesthetically just all over the place.
Bro, all he needs to do is bang the goals. Man. That's it, bro. He just needs to bang the goals. That's it.
We say that but you know what it is though. We say that now, but Jota does kind of do that. But we always have a go and say Jota's put up plays kind of meaty, like.
Yeah, but what did I say? You got to remember, I did say, guys, let's stop worrying about what he does if he's putting the ball in the back of the net.
All right,
I said that. But I back that, though. I said that.
So if that's the case, why don't Klopp play him then, bro?
Who?
Jota.
Because the other three are just better. It's not because Jota's not good enough. The other three are just better, bro.
Because Klopp wants more, bro.
It's just Diaz, Mane, and Salah are better.
No, but if he win it goals, remember, Jota's a second highest goal scorer.
I was going to say, Jota's a better finisher and a better goal scorer than Mane.
Maybe.
But he don't start ahead of Mane, bro.
Because Mane's just better all round, right?
Exactly.
He's more complete.
If Mane goes, we don't have that option. So I'm saying Nunez.
Why not get the complete striker again?
I want Kane more than anything. I'm just trying to let you know Nunez ain't that bad. I'm still on the Kane train.
Whatever you do, please don't. Whatever you do, before you go to bed, please don't manifest Nunez, bro. You need to manifest Kane.
I've been manifesting Nunez for time, bro. It's too late, bro.
That means we're getting Nunez.
It's not you don't play it then, isn't it?
It means we're getting Nunez. Just wake up tomorrow. 60 million euro buyout clause. We've activated.
There's no point as even having.
There's no point even talking about it. If Drift wants it, it's happening. Oh, well.
The deal is probably on the table as we speak, bro.
Yep. Julian Ward is sitting down right now.
I mean, bro, Julian Ward
faxing through this contract,
room, bro. How about that, bro? Probably Drifty's front room as we speak. Quickly before we do the supers, one word answer. Let's not go into it too deep. Does Mane stay or go this summer, guys? Stay or go?
Yeah,
not what we want, what we think will happen.
I think he's gone.
There's been a lot of contrasting reports, but I don't think the reports of him leaving are there without there being truth to it. And Unfortunately, as much as I will cling on to the not leaving part, I think we have to get used to the idea that he's gonna go. And it's fuck, guys. I don't know if anyone's actually deep the fact that I'm losing Origi and Mane in the same summer. Do you know that's
Well,
actually my worst nightmare?
We're gonna move on, Drift. We're gonna move on. We're gonna come back to it. We're gonna move on. Matt, stay or go?
Sad. He's gone, innit? Yeah, I've already. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
I agree. Unfortunately, I think he's gone. Tayshawn says the quad dream wouldn't it be possible without Jota? Oh, without all the players. Without all the players. Pep says, why do your fans hate Curtis? I'll take him at City. I actually don't know why they hate him. It's kind of sad, really. You might not rate him high, but to hate Jones and some of the things I see said about him, I think it's quite sad, really. Jamrock says Bayern, Madrid, and LFC kit sales. Oh, done that already. Sorry. Pimpin Joseph says the parade was another Klopp moment, Klopp West Brom moment. It just means more. Very true. Samat's Legend says, why are so many rival fans on the LFC channel? Oh yeah, because their own club did jack. Plus, we got way more exponentially better fan channels. Oh, I would have put down on the other communities still. But yes, I do believe the Liverpool fan channels collectively are the best on YouTube. Personally.
Yeah, of course they are. I think they are. Respect for everyone else, though. Respect for everyone else.
Mario says, I just love Divock, man. So much respect. Gutted. I hear you, Mario. I hear you, bro.
I think he was underused, unfortunately. It's one of those ones, what could have been, I think.
Tahir says 5 subs next season. We need more experienced players. Facts.
Indeed.
Facts. Chainsaw says Lewandowski plus Klopp plus marketability equals J. Henry busted one. Yeah! Sultan says, I miss Prime D Studge, man. He was cold the same.
Hey, bruv. D Studge, legend. For me, he's a Liverpool legend. For me, he's anyway.
Jamrock says, kit sales in order. Messi, CR7, Lewandowski, Mo, and Mbappe. Told you, he's a market man. He's a market man. M's
Get it done then. Get it done. If that's the case, then get it done, innit?
Need a player like Musa Dembele, who's similar.
Pete Dembele.
I don't think there's anyone.
He was so good at retaining the ball, man. It might be some of the best ball retention I've ever seen in my life. It was crazy. It was actually crazy. He was so underrated as well.
Not by real fans, man. Not by real football, man. He weren't. Mr. Darcy Drift says Fab, Thiago, Madison, Hendo, Neves, Naby, Millie, Elliott. I don't think
we'd be for the midfield. I wouldn't have a problem with us signing Neves
and Madison.
Yeah, I would love Madison.
Max Kellerman says, why can't we just get Lewandowski guaranteed goals? I mean, if I'm choosing between Kane and Lewandowski, I'm still going Kane, by the way.
Yeah. Longevity.
Yeah.
But if you say you can't get Kane, but you get
Lewandowski,
then I'm biting your hand off.
Yes.
Max Kellerman said, I'd rather Odegaard, can't lie. I'm not going to lie. I've always been an Odegaard fan, but there's no way we're getting him from Arsenal.
I've got to be honest with you. Odegaard's not good enough. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's not good enough. He's not Liverpool quality.
Oh, Drift. I think that's incorrect personally.
That's fair.
MZ says change 4-3-3 against low block teams. It's done out. Agreed. Messi FC says Wagwan, the stock market is making me get my tent. Something soon. Okay, we'll see. Jamrock says been needing a 17-18 version of Ox. Yeah, we do. You've been saying that a while as well, Jamrock. Mario says if we can only sign one and with our owners, it wouldn't surprise me. Which is the bigger priority for us? A striker or goal scoring midfielder?
Oh, that is a tough one.
Goal scoring midfielder.
I think.
But then again, it depends. Because like if you said to me, right, I'm just gonna throw this in there. It's Harry Kane or it's Kevin De Bruyne. I think Kevin De Bruyne would make us better overall. It'd just be hard for me to say no to Kane. So yeah, I don't
Kevin
know.
De Bruyne. If we had Kevin De Bruyne right now instead of Harry Kane, we wrap out everything.
No, but we're going along the premise that Mane's gone as well. So with Mane going,
Bruv.
Kevin De Bruyne coming in would still be like, so we've only got Jota up front. It's a hard one. It's a difficult one.
Do you realize though the creativity output probably like quadruples?
Yeah, but what happens if Jota can't play?
Put someone else there.
Yeah, but who, bruv?
Kevin De Bruyne played with a. That man there played with Phil Foden at false nine, and you're worried about goals.
If Jota can't play, what would happen?
So Firmino, then you telling me Firmino can't?
Nah, I love Bobby, but if Days is a
put something into perspective. They won the league by playing Phil Foden false nine. I leave it there still.
Yeah, but we don't play the same type of football that they do.
KDB takes away from them.
Oh, so you lot would go up for KDB over Kane then?
I personally would. I know Kane does bits, but you see KDB. KDB, midfield. Oh, listen, it's never gonna happen anyway. So I never know man's getting excited for.
KDB ain't never happening, yeah.
It's never gonna happen. Never in a million years. Never.
Do you think Klopp is holding off the midfielders from scoring instead be creative? We miss Coutinho and Gini, haven't replaced them. I don't think so. I just don't think the midfielders are doing it.
We definitely haven't replaced Coutinho.
No, of course.
Or Gini. Real talk. Yeah, for real, we haven't. Yeah.
Pimp in Distress says, wow, Drift, glad I didn't get Patrick to say anything controversial. By the way, I asked him to mention Cal, what the pressure got to him. I went up to him to lend him support over the fan trouble. Big up yourself, Pimp in Distress.
All right, big up yourself, bro.
Oh, yeah, guys. Cal wasn't left out on purpose.
Yeah. No, Patrick saw what I said about him previously and thought, "Now bun that you, bro." Bun him, Gerard over me. Bun him. Vince's viewpoint says, "But really, Mane benches who at Bayern? Well, he'll start if Gnabry and Lewandowski go. He won't have to bench him.
Bro, even if Gnabry, Sane are still there, say Lewandowski leaves." Lewandowski's the only one that leaves. I guarantee you, it don't matter where they put him. He's starting. Mane starts for Bayern.
Yeah. He starts over.
Mane will start for Bayern. He will start for Bayern.
He's better than Gnabry and Sane, so it doesn't matter where he plays, isn't it? Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan LFC in the chat. Make sure you go and check out Ryan's channel.
Ryan in the chat. Big up, Ryan.
Big up, Ryan.
Star Dazen says, rather let Mane contract run down than sell. Would you guys do that?
To keep him here for another year, yes. But if he wants to go, an unhappy player is not a good look, is it?
I think if he said he wants to go, I think it's best to always let the player go, in my opinion.
And somebody like Mane deserves to just get the blessing of going as well. It's not like one of the other people. You have to have a respect sometimes for the player of what he's given. And if that's what he wants, that's why no one should be angry at Mane for leaving. Do you get what I mean? The upset and the hurt is there, but nobody should be angry at him for going.
El Lad says Paul Joyce did say we'll get a replacement. I think we need one. I think it'd be crazy.
Did he say anything about Kane though?
Not that I know of. Selection says we really took deals off Spurs. Their bad feeling there, according to the Athletic. He's not selling to a direct rival. Laugh my ass off. Not happening.
Money talks, bullshit walks, man.
Zota Stevens says, love Mane, but the best African player is George Weah. In the conversation, Matt said, to be fair. Said he's in the conversation. Skrow says, that's my man, Matt, and Kunku and Sane, 1-for-1 replacement. Maybe if Sadio want to leave, we can pull off a deal with Bayern. Hope he stays, though. Yeah, I think he's...
to get Sane. But the thing is, Sane plays left side. We've already got, do you know what I mean? We've already got left side. We need a striker. We do. We're losing Origi and Mane. It's got to be a striker, man. It does. It just does. It has. I'm with you, Cal. It has to be a striker. Jota can still play left effectively as well.
Yeah. Michael Talks Football says, I swear if we sign Nunes, we're going to be 10 to 15 points behind City next season. Lewandowski is the guy we need because Kane is unrealistic.
You lot really don't rate Nunes, innit? Raw.
Yeah, I just. John says Liverpool don't want Dembele. Managers of English club laughed when they saw this news in the press. Was reported today. Oh man,
His wage demands are really high as well, Cal.
yeah, I know, man. Spurs want Ericsson. It's already been reported by Fabrizio. Vieira's release clause is 50 mil, not 12 mil. Falsely reported. Oh, brilliant. News keeps on getting better, innit? The two players I say I want. This is what the next two super chats. This curse comes at you fast, boy. I don't know. Michael Talks Football says also Lucas Paqueta would be an amazing sign.
You know what? I actually need to go and check out more of Paqueta because I don't really know much about him. But a lot of people today have been saying that they think. Do you know much about him, Cal?
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
What team does he play for?
Leon.
Oh, that guy. Yes. Yeah.
Pimping Distress says I nearly asked Patrick to wish Lee all the best with his life. That'd have been hilarious.
Man said Lee.
Sultan says I hope we go strong this summer because now, other than City, in my opinion, Spurs will be good next season. Bun Chelsea. I think Chelsea and Spurs will both be good next season.
Yeah, big up Joseph as well. Back me on the Nunes team.
Jamrock says Matt and Drift can split up those 14,580 minutes in max of 55 total games between 6 to 7 forwards, please, where nobody is playing 10 to 15 games after playing 30. Thanks. I do think they can be split up though, Jamrock. I do think, but it's on Klopp plus the 5 subs as well. I think it makes it a bit different.
You see, I was gonna say that all depends on Klopp whether he wants to spread the workload.
Doogie says John Henry better start doing Uber Eats on the side for some money. Man, just cycling through
some of that cash money.
Jamrock says with Nunes, we are debating what is fans would do or same recruitment group we say is second to none should do. LFC are interested, then we move. It's true. If he comes in, we've got to sit down and shut up respectfully.
No, if he signs, then obviously we'll back him. I'm just giving my opinion, like how anyone can do, innit? No one's like, I know what we say. I know what he's trying to say. He says like, what Liverpool interested, and you know they get things right. 9 times out of 10 they do. 9 times out of 10 they do. Let's not act like we're perfect.
Let me give you a little scenario that might whet your appetite. When was the last time we had a striker that when he sees goal, he just shoots? And it doesn't even matter if he's 20 yards. If he sees the goal, he'll shoot.
Sonny Salah's the only one.
Used to be. He doesn't anymore, though.
Do you know what? Maybe Mane as well.
He used to, bro. He don't anymore.
Well, look at the chance he had. Was that 20 yards? No, probably.
Nah, bro. We don't have people anymore that are 20, 25 yards out and just have a pot. We don't.
Or
Sturridge is. Yeah, Sturridge as well.
Nunes is that type of guy, which adds a bit of a new dimension to us as well. That fear factor of, all right, if it's crammed in the box, I'll just drop deep, turn and shoot from outside the box.
If I'm not mistaken, he's not very potent from outside the box, Drift. If I'm not mistaken.
He has got a good shot from outside the box. He has.
Fam, what are you gonna do when you've been used to your striker being able to beat man on a 1-on-1 and you see Darwin Nunes just outside the 18-yard box?
We got Diaz and Salah to do it now, bro.
No,
and then he
bro,
can just
there comes a time where the
man
man just got.
You know he is capable of beating a man. Maybe not on the level of a Mane or a Diaz or anything like that, but I'm really sure he's not slow. He's actually quite fast for a tall guy. He is quite skillful. Yeah, he's not elegant, but he can still beat his player.
Can I be honest? And I know people won't like it because he's not an out-and-out striker.
I'm really surprised.
I'm just saying for me personally, just me personally, I would rather Nkunku playing the number 9 role.
Nkunku's a better player than Nunes. I'd rather
Nkunku over Nunes, bro, across that front line. I don't know, obviously Nunes only plays central, but let's just say Nkunku had to play centrally. I think Nkunku would be more devastating. The reason I say that is because the way how he plays, Drift, replicates what Mane is doing now. But what it is, he's like a younger version, so he's got that more explosive. He's pretty much ambidextrous as well. His left foot is very, very good. technical.
Nunes
Bruv,
is 2-footed as well, by the
no,
way.
I know. Nunes is more of that. Do you know who Nunes reminds me of, brother? If
I
I'm being
wouldn't say
genuinely
Nunes
honest.
is 2-footed.
Do you know? Do you know who he
You
reminds me
can't
of?
send him either way, Cal. He can shoot with both feet, bro.
Nunes from
You can't like put him on a weak foot, so to speak. He can shoot with both. Trust me.
Nunes reminds me of someone like a Cavani, that type of striker. Cavani
That's what
type
he
striker.
is, bro. That's what we need, though,
Hear
man.
me out, though, Jiff. But what if I said to you, Nkuku is Mane, but just I don't want to say better because people will say Bundesliga types, but just younger, like more like athletic, bro. I'm gonna send you some.
Matt, let's get them both then.
Bro, I'd love to. What did I say at the start? Didn't I say Nkuku should replace Mane? And if you have to get this the Darwin Nunes, I want him to replace Origi. That's what I said.
Exactly,
but remember,
bro. So
we're doing
both, bro. We do both.
I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna send you man a video because I know Cal's not convinced either. That's why Cal's been quiet. I know Cal's not convinced on Nkuku, and he has a right to be because.
No, I am convinced.
Are you more convinced now?
No, it's always been a case of where would he play. I want specialists now.
And Nunes is a specialist striker, Cal.
No, but so is Harry Kane. I want Kane.
Of course I want Kane.
We all want Kane. Kane over everybody.
Why am I thinking about next player then? If that's the one I want.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to be a little bit more realistic. Well, probably
there's no point me being realistic because I'm not going to get what I want, so I might as well just dream.
No, but what I'm trying to say is you got a better chance of getting Nkuku than Kane.
Maybe, but it's not a dream, though, is it?
Oh, right, man. Just cool. Say no, innit?
Code Command says buy a superstar number 9 at midfielder, get the peas out.
Yep, get them out, mate.
I don't understand how someone can say because here's the thing as well. You have to be so careful what you say, yeah. Man are saying because I picked up Werner, that means Werner is now Nkuku. When I say they're so different players, I can't even lie. Like even when I was bigging up Werner was always that like off the shoulder type of running behind type guy, which I thought would suit us in it. But Nkuku is just a pure baller, fam, and he can listen.
You know,
man could do full standing in his sleep.
I still sit at the table that says that Werner's way better than Chelsea make him look, though.
But Nkuku can do. You know, I actually want to.
By yourself,
man, that make me want to. I want to kind of.
Yeah, I'll sit at that table by myself. Werner's better than Chelsea make him look.
I hope you got free Wi-Fi on that table. You're gonna be on that table by yourself.
And Nkuku, I think you man are sleeping on Nkuku. Well, not drift so much, but.
Messi FC says the Mitrovic train is legit bare empty though. I think it's gonna stay empty as well, bro.
We better not be going for Mitrovic.
Here's an option, guys. We ain't spoken about. Code condemned. Victor Osimhen.
No, for that price.
I'd rather have.
You're mad.
I'd rather have not for that price. I'd rather have Osimhen than Darwin.
No.
I don't even know. I'd rather Nkuku, blood.
No.
Would you rather Osimhen or Nkuku?
Nah, Nkuku.
Yeah, Nkuku.
For a striker, Osimhen.
No, I'm just saying, who would you rather Liverpool sign, fam?
Well, if I want a striker, I got to go with a striker, bro.
I'd rather go with Nkuku. He could do the Mane role just like Mane, fam.
I don't want that no more, bro.
You don't want that no more? What,
no.
Devastating, no? You don't want no devastating players in the team?
Harold Kane.
What have you seen from Osimhen?
What? Bruv, I don't want Osimhen, bruv. I said I want Harold Kane.
But you said you'd rather take it. This is what I'm saying.
Out of the two for a striker. I want
but you just admitted you haven't seen anything. So what are you basing it off?
No, that was me that said that.
Yeah, that was Drift.
Would you take him over?
And it wasn't about Osimhen. That was about that other guy.
No. I'm asking Cal. Would you take Osimhen over Nkuku? Like, just remember this.
As a number 9, yeah,
bruv. Yeah.
As a number
basically, what Cal's saying is, Matt, he doesn't want a false 9 anymore.
I hear you.
Nkuku would be a false 9, isn't it?
I hear you.
Not an out-and-out striker.
I hear you. No. What you're saying, just is so right. However, I think what Nkuku would be more devastating than Osimhen. I'm telling you.
I would rather Nkuku. I wouldn't want Osimhen full
I'm gonna send Cal this video. And Cal, you probably will still come at me and say,
I want you to
look at the goalkeeper.
I rate Nkunku very high, you know.
I don't think you do, bro.
I'm gonna
I
go and
do.
check out Paqueta more now.
When
You
I
know, 'cause
brought him up
everyone's
the
been
first
talking
time
about it.
last year, you
just
were like,
want
"Nah, Matt, bro, come
striker.
on, man."
I want a striker, man. I want a man that can link the play and put the ball in the back
We
of the
all
net.
want strikers, but you're not giving me unless it's Kane.
Exactly.
No.
That's
But
it.
this is where we're gonna agree.
Harold.
Unless it's Kane, yeah, or Lewandowski. I don't want to know. No, seriously, I don't want to know.
Yes.
Okay, then we're on the same page then.
Yes. That's the.
So
I've got 2 pages in my book, bruv. No
So
cover.
So basically, it's gonna go full circle back to drift, which it always does. We don't want Nunes.
Those are the only 2 players I want coming in to replace Mane. That's it.
Bruv, I'm not gonna lie. It's Kane, Lewandowski,
Haaland
and
so much.
Nkunku for me. No. Erhan, I don't want Nkunku over Kane. That's
Erhan's a
madness.
Tottenham fan. He's trying to get that narrative pushed. You don't want Kane going in.
No, do you know what? I think he's onto something, but Matt just won't say it out loud.
What over Kane?
I think Matt would take Nkunku over Kane.
Over Harold.
Yeah, I think you would, bro.
No.
I think you would, bro.
I spoke to Daniel. Obviously everyone knows what happened with Man City. Harold. Yeah, wow. It's quite emotional, obviously. We made top 4, got Conte. Trying to spell his name, I think it's Konte.
He's not coming if he sees this now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, this is Matt
If he
pissing in the
don't come
wind
back,
again.
We're blaming
What are you talking about? I won't even say nothing.
Well, you just said man don't know how to spell his manager's name, bro.
I won't say nothing, bro. I won't say nothing. I don't know who was speaking, blood. I don't know, innit? I don't know, innit?
John Taylor's just become a YouTube member.
I told you also Cuckoo. He's trying to sabotage the thing. I told you, like,
We've got even Perisic joining the party as well. Big up Inter, selling us more players. We move.
Liquid Man said, rewatch the game. Hendo killed so many attacks.
Let's not do that now. Let's not do that now.
Although I do want to touch on one thing before we leave about the game.
Matt's Airline says Mane and Noah beefing after what Sadio did in the Champions League.
When he embarrassed him, yeah.
I would never get that picture would never get out of that fake.
Matt's hairline says, how wish we had Matt's beard. It's unrealistic, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I would like Matt's beard. I've said it to his face. I want his beard.
Raw. I want Carl's hairline, but we move. You know that one. The days are over.
AKA Faceless London says, keep up the good work, boys. Best on YouTube by far. Bless you.
Thank you, bro.
Big
Thank
up,
you.
bless,
For
man.
that, bro. Appreciate
God,
it.
what do you want to say before we take the people out?
Yeah, all right, let me get this list out. Hold on.
Man's got the book of rhymes. Man's moving like Nas out here.
Said he got something quick to say, then said he's drawing for the list.
Just quickly. I've been saying this for time. Stop the crossing. I don't know what the plan is, and I don't know why the plan is what the plan is. But why on earth do our fullbacks and players in general always allow the player who's about to control the ball and cross the ball in? I am noticing more and more and more that there's almost like a game plan that says, go on, take it down without any pressure and then whip it in. And I don't know if you lot have noticed it, but it literally is a recurring theme within our team. And it's pissed me off for time. It's the whole reason why the whole engage thing started in the first place, right? Because I'm just so sick of it. It really needs to be addressed. It really does. I don't know if it's arrogance because we've got such good headers of the ball in the box. I don't know what it is, but it really jars the fuck out of me. And I don't know if you lot like carry the same sentiment or if you've paid enough attention to it as I have or whatever. But if you cross the ball out wide to a winger playing against us, our fullbacks let you control the ball, let you bring it down, and the majority of the time, let you cross it in. The only thing they don't let you do is beat them. So when a one-on-one, you can't take our players on a one-on-one. They'll stand you up and they say, if you want to beat me one-on-one, I'm not having it. But if you want to whip it in, go on, be my guest. And we let people cross. And it's actually getting on my nerves how often we do it, because you're supposed to cut the source off. You're not supposed to wait until it's in the danger zone. And you see that goal that was scored against Real Madrid? It was a carbon fact of what we do. which is let the winger or let the player out wide have the ball and cross the ball. I don't know if you lot saw it back. Now, I'm never going to jump on Van Dijk's back, ever. Van Dijk's the best centre-back we probably ever had in the Premier League. In fact, I think that's just a fact. He's the best centre-back we've ever had in the Premier League. He's one of the best centre-backs of all time, in my opinion. But everybody has their faults. And ever since he came back from his injury, I do believe he's become a little bit like Shredder. I said this the other day for a joke, but it's real. He sends the foot soldiers out and waits like he's the last boss. But he doesn't really want the fight. He's just hoping every man roughs it up and you don't even get to the last boss. I think that's how I feel like he's moving now. Because every time he is actually at the point where it's like, all right, now it's time for you. He's very standoffish. And he wasn't doing this before he got the injury. I don't know if this is a mental thing. I don't know what it is, but he's very standoffish. He lets you have the ball way longer than you're supposed to. And if you go back and watch the goal that they scored in the Champions League game, as much as people want to talk about Trent, and as much as people want to say that Trent was like, you know, being lackadaisical or whatever, the irony is, if Trent was half a second slower, Vinicius is actually offside, and that goal don't even count. Yeah? What really was the problem was Virgil allowed the cross and didn't engage the player.
Because he couldn't drift because there was an overlap with Carver.
No, bro, but the danger was the ball, Cal, and this is what I'm saying. The danger was the ball, brother. I watched the goal about like 3 times. There was no striker other than Benzema who's being marked by Ibu. He should have engaged the ball.
Can I tell something?
Letting the cross come into the box was the danger.
The last thing I'm going to say on this, because I actually made a big thing about it in the match reaction when people were talking about, Trent. I've gone back and looked at it and I'm double down on it. I don't care what no one says. When they scored the goal, Robbo was caught high up the pitch, high.
Yeah, he was out.
That was jaded. Completely. Was caught high up the pitch. Go back and watch the tapes. Yeah, you want man like Matt to be the analysis? I'm gonna tell you something. Robert was caught high up the pitch. The ball gets obviously played through. Virgil therefore has to come across. But as Jiff said, like Virgil was a little bit kind of, if I'm being honest, a little bit lackadaisical. However, everyone had to shift in one because Robbo's been taken out the equation. Everyone moved up one. Trent, for example, was actually in the right place. However, what Trent didn't do, which is maybe where his defensive instincts didn't kick in, was look behind him because Trent was
he did once.
I think he can't. Yeah, but he kind of like, you know, there ones he's kind of like.
But Vinicius wasn't there when he looked. That's what the problem was. So he never noticed he was there.
But my whole point was there. Everyone has a go at Trent, yeah, and even though maybe Trent could have been a little bit more switched on, Robbo was the guy that actually was caught out high up the pitch, yeah, and Robbo was already legging. Cal was already screaming for Simicast to come onto the pitch, yeah. Everyone has to then shift across. Trent is kind of in the position where he needs to be, but like what you said, yeah, he kind of looks over and he probably maybe like you said, maybe doesn't see him, and then it's kind of like it's too late. And that's another thing. It's like we got to stop this thing about Trent and whatever. There was very few instances in that whole game where I saw Vinicius Jr. burning Trent.
He didn't burn him once, Matt. He didn't burn him once.
But the narrative is because they scored and Trent was the closest person to the attacker. The narrative is Trent can't defend. I don't like it. That's lazy. That's so lazy, even for my fan base.
For me, Trent was the last person to blame for that goal. Because if Ibu's not trying to play the offside trap, he probably intercepts the cross.
It's kind of mad that people.
And again, I'm not putting any blame on Ibu, but Ibu, and this is the other thing I wanted to get to as well, guys. And I said this before, we had a lot of like back and forward about it. So like, you know, I mean, we have different views on it. We're obsessed with offside. Obsessed with offside. Now I get it. It does work. Sometimes don't worry about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Ibu's trying to play the offside. If Trent played the offside, he would have been offside. So there's like miscommunication in that. And I'm telling you guys, go and watch it again. The goal, I'm not saying he's to blame, but Virgil is why the cross came in. Virgil, if he'd have just went out, engaged the player, not even let him get close to the box in the first place, and understand his awareness, which he should do. I expect that from someone like Virgil. There's only one threat in the box. That's Benzema, and Ibu is covering that. So you go and get the man who's got the ball, Verge. You get him. The danger is the man on the ball. All of this turning your back and just jockeying a man and letting him get as close to the goal as possible, I'm sorry, for me, that's lazy defending. And I'm actually blaming Virgil more than anybody for that goal, because Virgil could have stopped that goal a lot better than he did. And obviously, I very rarely have anything bad to say about Virg, but nobody is above criticism when you do something. And for me, that goal happened because Virg did not engage the play. He really just thought, I can just be here. I can just be a presence. And maybe it's because he's used to that, because people are scared of him. I don't know. But he was just marking air. He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't. And that was terrible defending in that moment. It really, really was. I'm so disappointed in Virgil in that moment, man. I really am.
Fair dues.
Uncomfortable truths, man.
I don't think it is the truth personally, but if that's how you feel, then I'm not gonna back and forth.
Yeah. But lackadaisical is the word Matt used, and I think that's the best way to put it. Virgil does get very lackadaisical, and he lets the other person do a lot of the defending for him.
I disagree with that.
I wouldn't go that far. I think, like I said before, thingy was beaten too easy.
And I'm not even saying there's anything wrong with doing it, because being the last person is what he's good at doing. I get it. But sometimes I do think to myself, Matip and Ibu have to do a lot of defending because it's almost like they're a sent out.
No. It's because a lot of the play come down that side because it's what's been targeted.
That as well, but I don't know, man. I just think Virg needs to up his effort a bit more. I think he needs to be a little bit more inclined to do not the rough stuff, but just be more of that, like, I don't know, man. He just needs to engage a bit more, man. I just think he does. And things seem to have changed since the injury. I don't know. That's got something to do with it, but we need a little bit more engagement, man. I don't really like this whole just backing off. Sometimes it works, but a lot of the time it's better to just get the ball. So that's how I feel.
My boob says we need Harvey to drop an apology if Kane comes. They'll be fine, man. Troy M says, Cal, would you swap hairline for the beard and vice versa, Matt? No.
Hold on, what's that again?
I said no, respectfully.
Oh.
Ty.
He doesn't want to beard that badly, then, does he?
He really doesn't.
This doesn't need to become a thing. Like, it just,
you know what I mean? All them false positives there that Carl's like, oh, yeah, Matt, your beard looks sick, you know, blood. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I would swap Cal's hairline for my beard.
Everybody would.
I thought you just said you wouldn't.
No, that's what I was trying to see. The thing is, he would. I didn't even get a chance to answer the question. Yeah.
What, a hairline and a goatee all day. The hair on the sides is overrated. A hairline and a goatee all day.
Ty says craziest take is comparing Trent's passing to Alonso. I disagree with that. I don't think
Trent's passing is sensational, man.
Ibrahim says nail it, go back to Benfica and Villarreal. I don't
understand.
Yeah, neither do I.
I'm not sure what that means.
Trent lost Vinicius multiple times in the game.
I think Trent was brilliant against Vinicius overall.
I don't
he
think
did so many good interceptions.
Times.
Yeah, Vinicius didn't ever really beat him, did he?
Exactly. Vinicius.
Ibu had Vinicius sorted.
Yeah, there was one. Ibu made one great challenge, but I wouldn't say like Ibu had to cover Trent bare times. Not bare times. I think there was three times in the whole game.
But remember, that's not covering Trent because Trent's crap. That's because Trent is doing what he's doing.
He's supposed to be doing.
And the plan is always that Konate, Matip, or Hendo fill in the space while he's advanced. It's not like it's because Trent is crap. It's because he's doing something else and somebody fills in while he's doing what he's doing, isn't it?
Ibby was sensational, man.
Ibby was mad at the match for me. He was absolutely
Bruv,
amazing.
My
in
centre
that game.
back, trust me, he's the present, not even he's the present, blood.
Taji says, "Been told you Robbo was erratic going in." Yeah, he has been. Selection
Robbo's
says,
knackered, man. Matt was right. It's fatigue for Robbo.
He's
man.
tired, fam. Robert
He's
tired,
exhausted.
bro.
He's exhausted.
And Carl was screaming it during the game.
And now he's got to go play some World Cup qualifiers for Scotland.
Nah, them man there, but better start moving like they can't play football right now.
Selection says the goal wasn't VVD's fault in any way, shape, or form. It's 100% Robbo. VVD had to facilitate for two people when Robbo got caught high at the pitch. That's what I was trying to say, Drew.
But again, Robbo was caught up the pitch doing what the tactic is, not because he was being whatless or stupid.
But here's the thing, Drew. And I'm saying this because I don't want to come across as disrespectful, but you've always played an attacking role, right? When you play football. But I'm telling you, for me playing as a defender, but if you've got someone who's on the ball and you've got another man, it is the worst position you can be in as a defender because you can't really make a right decision unless the player with the ball messes things up. Because if you go for the player with the ball, you leave another player in acres of space. You could potentially just roll it across the box to Vinicius. But if you go with the runner, Valverde can just step inside and either take a shot or cross it as well.
No, but there wasn't a runner, Cal. That's the point.
It was. Bruv, Carvajal was making the overlapping run.
There was the overlap. That's why VVD done that stupid. You know when VVD kind of done that stupid.
Yeah, but let that happen more than let Valverde cross because Valverde is direct danger.
What it is with Virgil.
As a defender, you can't think like that. You have to try and shut off both options at the same. You have to.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but for me, Van Dijk didn't do good enough.
What it is, I think we're just trying to say, this is one thing I will agree with him.
Sorry, really quick, Matt. Prime example, 18-19 season when Tottenham were on a break and you had Son and flipping. Son was without the ball.
That was a bit different, though.
No, but bruv, he couldn't. There was a reason he didn't go to just engage the ball because if he does that, he leaves it a very easy option.
Yeah. No, but that was centrally one-on-one, no, Cal. That was brilliant defending when he did that. That's some of the best defending I've ever seen. But if you go back and watch it, bro, when Valverde collects the ball, Carvajal isn't there for the overlap yet. And if Van Dijk engages him, he stops the option of the pass because he just wins the ball back. He just gets, even if it goes out for a throw, just go and get the man who's got the ball. He looked over his shoulder. He saw there was only Benzema. Ibu had Benzema. Go and get the ball. He waited for Carvajal to overlap, bro. All that backing off allowed the overlap from Carvajal.
No, but
if he'd just gone to Valverde, he would have just won the ball.
Here's what I was going to say.
So he'd win the ball. It's not just cut and dry like that, Drift.
Well, he's got more of a chance, though, of allowing the time he wasted allowed the overlap, Cal. This is what I'm saying. The 2-on-1 happened because he never just engaged in the first place.
But all right, but if he misses the ball, then we've lost two of our defenders out of the situation.
Yeah, but he's got to make sure he don't miss the ball.
But here's the thing. That's what I was going to say. So he could have. Here's the thing. What I will say. When you look back, it's very easy to look back. But maybe the only thing you could say is because he was in between what he wanted to do and didn't really make up his mind. He was trying to cover. Basically, he played in his mind the percentage play, put himself in between both players. The problem is that the attacking player was decisive. VVD needed to be decisive. He needed to go and attack the ball, and if it goes to the overlap, so be it. However, he thought it's better to play percentage. Basically what he's saying is you have to play the perfect ball for this to score. The problem is it kind of was a perfect ball because his stance wasn't right. It went in between his legs, I believe, and the ball rolled across. It's fine. It's fine margins because on another day that hits Van Dijk's foot and he clears it, and we're going, "Oh my days! Look at that great defending." However, I will say this: the problem, Drift, in my opinion, like I said before on the stream, it wasn't really Van Dijk, even though we could have done a bit more. A bit like Trent, it was Robbo, and that's why I was so annoyed when the people straight off the stream like, "Oh, Trent can't defend, Trent can't defend." No, bro. Robbo done some press thing for no reason. When you go and watch it back here. Robbo done some pressure that didn't even need to happen. Got beaten. Yeah,
I think that was more to do with Modric's brilliance that got that call out Robbo though.
Trent, for me, it's 50-50 on Robbo and Trent. For me personally,
I think Van Dijk is a lot more to blame than Trent. A lot more to blame than Trent.
I don't understand. All right, other than Trent really like sticking his foot out and maybe being more defensively switched on. 2 phases have already happened. Robbo's been beaten, and Van Dijk, unfortunately, has allowed the cross to be put in. But we're still going to say Trent is 50%. That don't make sense to me, though.
Like, hear me out, Matt, why I say that.
Why did you say, yeah, go on.
As a defender, as soon as Valverde's got the ball, Trent knows he's marking one man, and that's Vinicius. He can see Benzema in front of him. Trent should be looking around or saying to Alisson, can you see, if he can't see him, can you see Vinicius? If he can't see Vinicius in front of him or to his side, then the likelihood Vinicius is behind you. So you then have to, as a defender, be a pessimist. You have to think the ball's going to come through, and you have to position yourself in a place where you can get to the ball first. Either sprint to the ball or put yourself in a position where you can actually knock the ball back out or something. But he did neither. He stood still, almost being optimistic, thinking, oh, this ball might not get through, which is why...
That's not what he did, bro. He played the offside trap. Go and watch it. He was trying to be in line with Konate, who was also trying to play offside. I'm telling you, we're obsessed with the offside, guys. That's what Trent was doing. He was trying to play offside.
But here's another thing as well. One thing I feel like we're overlooking.
If you go and watch it, you will see, bro. He was trying to play offside. We're obsessed with the offside.
No, but one thing
up another time, guys.
Yeah. All right,
I don't want to talk about Real Madrid ever again.
This is the last thing I'm going to say.
Talk about
the last thing I'm saying, and I won't say no more. I think it's a little bit disingenuous from Trent, because that attack has come down the opposite flank, yeah. And whenever people criticize Trent, they'll say he can't defend X, Y, and Z, yeah. Robbo, yeah, the better defender, because he is, was beaten in terms of Robbo went for the press, he was beaten, Van Dijk was beaten. Therefore, if Trent makes a galvanizing slide challenge and manages to cut the ball out, it's amazing defending. But because he doesn't react, I don't think we can be as harsh as him as the others. Remember, the ball was down the other side. That's 2 men that had the chance to get rid of it, and neither did it. But we're still going to sit here and say, oh, no, but Trent looked over and Vinicius was there. I understand what you're saying in terms of he could have been a little bit more switched on, but the other 2, bro, are supposedly better defenders. They should be taking charge of the situation. That's why I feel like it's a little bit disingenuous in Trent. I can't even front, bro.
That's fair enough. But the only thing I say in response to that, say, for example, I don't know, Virgil went to go for a header and he missed the header, and then a player was one-on-one with Alisson. Virgil still gets blamed, but let's say, for example, a player shoots at Alisson and he fumbles the ball through his legs. It should have been stopped at the source because the header should have been won, but Alisson still gets 50% of the blame because we're all here as a team to try and, back each other up if one person does make a mistake. Hence why I say Trent gets 50%, because he could have done something in the same way Robbo should have done something. For me, that's why I think the balance is equal.
I think Trent only holds 20%.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit low because that's more expectation rather than reality. Reality is, in my opinion anyway, Robbo shouldn't have done the press. Robbo shouldn't have got beaten, and maybe VVD as well could have maybe cut it across, because it's that whole he tried to play the percentage game, but maybe should have committed to just one. Like you said, Cal, you either go with the runner or go with the person on the ball. He did neither. That's where the problem arose.
Yeah, he was marking airs, Matt. That's what I'm saying. He just marked
and then we're looking for Trent to
make
that slide challenge, and then we can go, oh, that was sick defending. When really and truly,
but that happens a lot with Robbo though. Trent gets beaten, or the cross comes in from Trent's side, and Robbo's never really out of position in the back post.
But funny you say that, but that's when you can have a go at Trent. But here's the joke though, Cal. The attack was on the opposite side, and people are still having a go at Trent though.
That's what I'm saying. Trent will a lot of times get beaten or let the crossing in. It's Robbo who's
all right.
To clear it.
Last thing I'm gonna say. If this was the other way around and Trent was hard in the pitch and Vinicius Junior was burning through, and it was Konate that done that half-hearted thing, and the ball was slotted in by whoever, I can guarantee you now the fan base is saying, "Look at Trent! I told you, man. This is why."
That's agendas, though.
No, but Cal, it's kind of reality at the same time, because on his side, he was beaten by Vinicius. Vinicius skins him, and then Vinicius was able to make that pass and open up play. That's why we have to give that same energy for Robbo. You said it yourself. Robbo was tired, fam.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's 50-50.
Yeah.
I'm blaming them equally.
What, you put no blame on Van? I think you gotta go and watch it back. Van Dijk's heavily to blame for that goal,
Bro,
bro.
Van Dijk moving like he
Van
saw
Dijk's
something.
heavily to blame for that goal. I think you gotta watch it again, bro.
I will watch it again.
Van Dijk is heavily
I
to
think we
blame
should,
for that
I
goal.
think because it's a matter. I don't think no one's in the wrong. It's just how you kind of like. It's like how you perceive it, and I think we all perceive it ever so slightly a little bit different. I think that's what it is. But yeah, no, I
Remember,
respect everyone's
Van Dijk's done like 2 things wrong in 4 years. Do you know what I mean? So it's very, very rare. But
About the whole, whether he did it once in 4 years or not, he still did it. So I'd be calling him out if I thought.
See, this is another thing as well. I don't want to call no one out yet, but people saying that he's my favorite. It's got.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just trying to put some context to the situation.
Yeah,
but we move.
we
move.
It's not Matt being biased. It's not.
I'm just trying to just put some context.
Jamrock says VVD hedge between Valverde and overlapping Carvajal. Just watched it literally 20 seconds ago. Trent didn't expect the ball to make it through like West Ham.
And he was also trying to play offside.
But that's what I keep on saying. He's not. That's lazy defending then.
But no. But missed that unimportant part. Where was Robbo in that comment? Where was Robbo?
No, but Robbo, we already established Robbo's to blame. Like there is, like we've fully established that.
That bit. I can see. Here's the thing, though, Cal. I'm glad you can say that because a lot of people are just literally, Cal. What you said is because you're trying to assess it fully.
I've been screaming at Robbo for about a month and a half.
People are literally cutting out Robbo. Not a lot of people have said Robbo only up until we brought this up, and now few people, but still people are saying, "No, Trent should have done more." Yeah. It's mad.
Here says my issue is we don't have the cutting edge to get over the line and win the Champions League and Premier League. We want to win it. Why is this? I've had enough of chasing. I disagree. We don't have the cutting edge. It's just another team had a bit more of a cutting edge. Personally, Bayesian Barnes says, "Fellas, bless as always. Couldn't join the match reaction Saturday. Was 2p. We seriously need something to negate the low block, as I can see teams doing it more often moving forward." Mane, I'm guessing that's a heartbroken. Yeah, I agree with all of that.
Big up yourself, Bayesian, man. Love as always, brother.
And he's right, man. We do have to find a better way to break down 80% of what happens when we play. Everybody does it now. We've got to be so much better at it now. It is annoying.
Little Man says Robbo has been poor last few games. Simicast better option creatively, being 2-footed. Klopp is a roller coaster, man. Live and die by his favoritism. Yeah,
I still believe it wasn't a mistake to play Robbo, although we all did say that Simicast playing.
Carl said Simicast from jump, you know. And the more I think about it, it would have been, yeah.
I think we all did, but we knew he'd play Robbo. It was one of them ones where we knew he would play Robbo.
We did say,
and I don't think playing Robbo was a mistake. I agree with Cal, though, that about 50, 60 minutes into the game, he should have realised, Robbo is really out on his feet here. And he should have made a change, yeah.
Funny you say that because me being silly said, one thing about Klopp is he addresses his mistakes. And I was like, if he plays Robbo and then Robbo's not playing well, surely he's going to bring on Simicast. He didn't do it.
Yeah. Selection says Vivi did the right thing. He was very pessimistic in the situation, as he should be. It's a final. Robbo caused this whole situation to happen. I will go and watch it back. Unfortunately,
I just think that Trent has the least responsibility for that goal. I think because Vinicius scored, everyone just goes, "What wing does he play on?" Trent's one. It's Trent's fault. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that's like the real easy reaction to just like the left winger scored.
I'm not saying
so
that because
it's the right back's fault.
Apparently, he's my favorite player. It's imagine that you can't even break something down and give your opinion about someone going, "No, but he's your favorite player. You can't do it." It's like, bro, all I'm trying to say, and it's love people when I say this, by the way. But all I'm trying to do is just give you my explanation as to how the goal was conceded. And what it is, I do think there's a narrative. And because the narrative is so strong, it's hard for that narrative to change. And I'll leave it there.
Ty said Trent passes too aimlessly to be compared to Alonso. I do think he has his moments where he spams past and crosses. But in terms of technical ability, I think he sits at the table with Xabi Alonso. Maybe decision making he doesn't, but that will come in time. Thibaut says since halfway line Trent didn't glance on Vinicius. Shake my head.
He did look once
ain't, but that's my point. With once ain't enough, bro. Your head's got to be doing exorcist, bro.
Yeah, and look, I know Trent does have to improve on that. Like, I get that, but I just feel there was a lot more that happened before it was Trent's responsibility.
Like you probably cannot just check for man once, but it's got to be boom, boom, boom. But even if you got to be touch tight to a man or something, but you
Man
can't.
wanted Trent to break his neck, you know. That's
But
Like,
this is what I'm saying, Carl, it's because we're obsessed with this offside as well. Because if we weren't obsessed with the offside, then I think he does go and
Do
get
you know what I
man.
will say though, Cal? Cal, can I just say this? Just quickly,
But if you
Cal,
haven't seen him, if you haven't seen him, then you can't play the offside. Then that's crazy.
How many
No,
goals?
he did see him, but he knew that if he stayed in line, then like we like you said, we play the percentages. By the time the ball is played, but because the wickedest thing is, he was literally playing Vinicius onside by like half a foot. Like if he literally like just stopped for even half a second, Vinicius is offside.
How many times do we see in world football that goal where the ball gets played across and the right back just is unable to react in time? It's a kind of a common goal. That's why I say, like, because you have to look at what happened, what transpired before.
Gundogan against Matty Cash in the
Bruv,
Aston
it's
Villa
so
Man City game.
Because Cal, you got the best moment out of all of us. Cal, you could probably think of millions of goals where like the ball gets played across and then the right back is like a little bit too slow, but you probably look at it and go, nah, but do you want to know something? The source should have cut that out. Yes, the right back potentially could have reacted better. No one said he could have reacted better, but it's about the source. And the source was Robbo ran out of source and VVD, I don't even know what happened. VVD kind of was in that half, like you would say, kind of half space. He kind of, it's like he engaged, but kind of didn't. Like he could have been a bit more forceful, like fully commit, maybe even give away the foul. I think that's maybe where, and then, but it transpired, didn't it? It transpired. So,
boy, well, people, that's it from us today. Obviously, some hard topics, some hard subjects. So, Jamrock says that's why I watch Games Over. I wanted to see if this Trent narrative was true. He can defend. He just switches off and lackadaisical at the wrong time.
I can agree with the fact that
I can agree with that, Jamrock. I can agree with that because you've gone back and watched it and kind of seen it. And yeah, he can switch up at times, but again, it's like
there's always a narrative.
Yeah, the narrative is so strong. It's like no matter what happens, imagine people. Just want to put this in perspective. The attack happened down Robbo's side, and yes, Trent could have potentially done more, but apparently there's more blame on Trent. And I know some people are looking at it now saying, "No, you guys are right" or whatever. But remember, imagine this: the reaction was straight after the game. Oh, Trent can't defend. I'm thinking, guys, like, go, like, don't you remember what happened? There was like Robbo like bombarded up the pitch for whatever reason. I don't know what man saw, blood. I don't know whether he's being chased by a wasp or something. Man just ran straight forward. Modric gets past. The ball gets played.
He just got done by Modric. It's brilliant, man. That's all it is, man.
But again, it's like you pick your moments to press, though. Yeah. If you watch it again, Drift, it's kind of mad how Robert just does some solo pressing.
You see, when you're mentally tired, Matt, this is why I said a lot of people forget. When you're exhausted, you start making mistakes because your brain
was screaming
don't
it from 50-something minutes. I remember Cal was like, nah, bring on Simicast, bruv. Robbo's tired. And I was like, you think so? He's like, yeah, bruv. Robbo looking knackered. And then look what transpired. It's mad, you know.
Amro says, need an answer for this low block played right into Ancelotti's hands, same as the 1-0 loss in Napoli.
Do you know what hurts? Ancelotti came out and said it's easy to plan for Liverpool because we know their identity. We know exactly what we're going to do, what they were going to do. That says to me, Klopp has to find ways to tweak things. Like when things aren't working, just tweak it. Just tweak it a bit, fam.
That's what Fekir was supposed to be, man.
Trust. People, we are going to be back at some point this week before Friday. So make sure you check us on the socials. If you haven't already, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Insta, Facebook, and TikTok. Also, this show will be available tomorrow on all your favorite podcast platforms. Guys, we've had over 1,000 of you in here for the most of this show. Please get us up to 1,500 likes if you're watching this after as well. Comment, let us know your views, but also subscribe if you're new. We're on the road 25k. Matt Drift, anything you want to say before we take the people out?
Nah, man, it is what it is, man. We didn't get it over the line, but we moved. Parade was beautiful. Big up everyone. Smash the like. And members, you've already got Drifty's review and you've got another one coming soon as well. I actually want to talk about something else as well to do with Klopp and finals. So there's a lot of members.
I know what you're gonna say, but you don't read too much into it. However, I will say this though: love to everyone that has been with us this whole season. We have played every game, and I hope we haven't let you down because I think, if I'm not mistaken, we've covered every game. Listen, blood, sweat, and tears going to the team, people. So, listen, we apologize when we're late. We apologize when we can't read out necessarily every single little thing. But we are here. We will always be here during the summer. We will be here. There will be content. And I just want to say thank you to you guys as well for watching us, because without you guys, we're not here. So I just want to say thank you, from the team as well. Like, we appreciate every single one of your chats, your super chats, everything. Like, it's love as always. And even though sometimes when it's heated and we've only lost 4 games this season, people, and we might disagree with certain things, it's always love, same way. Trust me on that one. We are a community. We stick together as one. We are Team Kop-Ish, not Matt Cowandrift. You, the community, and Matt Cowandrift. It's 4 of us, people. We move.
Facts.
We played 63 games this season, guys, and we won 51 of them.
But we only lost 4 games out of them 63. And imagine
That's
we only
mad, isn't it?
When you actually deep that, I actually feel like just
mad.
go back and write in the book, messing around with the books. How can you lose 4 games in the whole season?
But Matt, it's the fact that we have over 50 wins out of those 63.
I know.
Bro, that's nuts. That's actually nuts.
That's...
Bejan Barnes says Trent was poor offensively but good defensively. Robbo was poor and should have been subbed off. Should have finished the season off stronger, but we moved. Facts. People, it's always a pleasure. Make sure you smash the like. Follow us on social. Until we see you next time. Stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kopish. We're out, people.
It's love, people.
Peace.